Of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's another great night for some Saginaw Spirit hockey, and the countdown has begun as the Spirit travel to Windsor for the first of this home-and-home weekend against the Spitfires. Good evening, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We'll hear from him soon, but first, tonight's matchup will be a big test for the Spirit, taking on the conference leaders after taking 3 points out of a possible 6 on the road last weekend, stealing a single point in North Bay off of a fantastic performance by Dima Zhilkin. The troops had hopped out to a 3-0 lead in the first before Saginaw's Sebastian Gervais collected a pass from Nikita Klepov at the battalion blue line, took it all the way in to get the Spirit on the board.
Nikita Klepov, a fortunate break there for Saginaw. Stretch pass is picked up. Klepov springs Gervais, shoots and scores! Sebastian Gervais goals in back-to-back games. Goes low on the glove-hand side of Mike McIver.
North Bay made it 4-1 later in the first, but Saginaw cut the lead to 2 just 17 seconds into the middle frame during 5-on-3 power play. Klepov to Gervais for the bumper pass to Dima Zhilkin in front to secure his first of the night.
Gervais and Zhilkin out as well. Gervais in front for Zhilkin. He scores! A power play goal. Dima Zhilkin from the bumper off the feed from Sebastian Gervais. The Spirit don't waste much time.
The battalion got it back not too long after, but Dima Zhilkin wasn't done as he got into position to receive a pass off the rush from Gervais while shorthanded at 12 minutes, 23 seconds in the period.
Now he's going to spring Sebastian Gervais shorthanded. A one-on-one with Zhilkin breaking in front. The shot. He scores! Gervais feeds Zhilkin again, this time shorthanded, and the Spirit draw it back to a 2-goal game. It's 5-3.
Saginaw battened down the defense and put on the pressure in the third. Only a minute 28 in, James Go sent a shot into traffic from the high slot. Zhilkin got a touch to finish off his hat trick and bring the game within 1.
Cross-ice pass, disrupted. Harmer up high for Jones. A shot. He scored! James Go let it go. 18:23 to go in the third period, and it's a 5-4 game.
With the clock ticking, the Spirit kept up the push, and at 13 minutes, 41 seconds, Graydon Jones found Zhilkin again in front with a pass. He sent his 4th goal 5-hole on the North Bay netminder to tie the game up.
Down into the slot, near side, he finds Graydon Jones. Back in front, deflection, they score! 4th goal of the game! Dima Zhilkin ties it at 5.
A cautious overtime failed to solve anything as both goaltenders stood strong, and a single shootout goal put the game out of reach for Saginaw. Tonight, it's another road game. Not quite as far east, but against a tough opponent in the Windsor Spitfires. The Spits sit at the top of the Western Conference with a 15-4, 2-1 record to Saginaw's 7-9, 3-3. However, Saginaw has taken both meetings so far this season, most recently November 1st, when Nick Sema secured his first career hat trick to lead the Spirit to a 6-3 win. Windsor will want payback and something to celebrate after dropping their 2 games last weekend. Saginaw is trying to find some momentum after a choppy start to the season, and a win on the road before both teams return to Saginaw tomorrow would be a step in the right direction. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary in tonight's Coach's Corner. This is Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face-Off on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates. Retirement made clear.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Friday night. The Spirit in Windsor taking on the Spitfires, joined by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And Coach, going into this game, where's the confidence level against a really good Western Conference opponent, but one you've beaten already twice in this season?
I think that's the key. Like, we have confidence from our previous 2 games. Obviously, wins against a good team, but our focus is just trying to replicate what we did in those games tonight to make sure like we understood why we had success. And over the years, we've matched up pretty well against Windsor. I just counting on our group here. We had a little adversity with the bus, right? We had to switch buses halfway through. We're late to the rink, but our guys seem calm, cool, collected, and ready to go, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
Nikita Klepov talked with John Morosi at NHL Network earlier this week, said he was working on maybe his two-way game a little bit. How much have you seen kind of the defensive aspects for Nikita improve here over the year?
Yeah, like when you look at our team, you look at the numbers and probably think like, no, it's not great, but I think our structure's actually come a long way in a short time, and guys like him that are big minute eaters, like learning to grow their game offensively, but also like if you can track, defend, end plays quick, angle, have a good stick, tick speed all over the ice, be on top if you're trying to forecheck, like everything to get pucks back into your hands that allow you now to go back on offense. Like he has seen it, but he wants to be an NHL player, and he recognizes like scoring's not enough. And we give our guys a lot of examples of that, and I think he's committed to growing his game on both sides. And the more guys we get that are doing that, the better for us, because I think it makes us a better team.
You guys did practice this week. You kind of divide things into 2 teams. Things get pretty intense. Just how important is it to kind of keep that competition going in practice during the week, and how much sharper does it make guys come to game day?
Yeah, so they've ended up drafting their own teams within our team, then, and we keep those. We post the record in the room, what the overall record is of the games played, but who's won the day. And it's created a lot of competition. Like there's a lot of guys that don't talk to each other after. There's a lot of beaking, but we wanted to get more competitive. So we're trying to find ways as a staff, like to add elements to our day-to-day that make these guys compete. So on game day, it's just what we do. And I think we've seen it lately with our game. There's been a lot of good things going on. I think a lot of it is related to that. And also it's fun for the guys, like competing, playing games, chirping your teammates. Like those are fun elements of hockey.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary. Saginaw taking on the Windsor Spitfires. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Last weekend, the Saginaw Spirit had to scratch and claw their way through the OHL Central Division. They walk away with 3 out of a possible 6 points, and they did it the hard way. This weekend, things aren't going to get any easier. Tonight from the WFCU Center in Windsor, it is the Saginaw Spirit taking on the Windsor Spitfires for the first game of a home-and-home series between the Spirit and the Spitfires, the OHL's top team in the Western Conference right now. Hi, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks so much for being with us again for another exciting weekend of hockey action here in the Ontario Hockey League. The Spirit have had the Spitfires number at least to this point in the season. Saginaw picked up wins back on October the 26th in this building and November the 1st at home in a 6-3 victory over the Spitfires. But since then, it's been a lot of really successful hockey. Windsor 9 wins on home ice. Nobody in the OHL has more this season, so an uphill battle to be sure. Our starting lineups for this game brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university in the Great Lakes Bay region. The Spitfires mixed up the top line a little bit. Cole Davis going to start on the left side with Jack Nesbitt, the Philadelphia Flyers first-rounder, at center, and A.J. Spellacy, third-rounder to the Chicago Blackhawks, on the right side. We'll get more into the line combinations a little bit later. Connor Walton on the back end with Wyatt Kennedy. He's got 4 assists in just 2 games against the Saginaw Spirit. Also clocks in at 6'5". A lot of human being there on the back end for the Windsor Spitfires. Across the way, Chris Lazary goes with the Windsor native Sebastian Gervais on the left side. Igor Barabanov at center. Nikita Klepov at right wing. Xander Valeris and Levi Harper, the rookie blue liner, on defense for the Spirit to start. Your starting lineups brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Before we drop the puck here from Windsor, we'll send you back to Jonathan in the studio for your out-of-town scores.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores presented by Buffalo Wild Wings here this evening on a busy night in the Ontario Hockey League. In Brampton, the Steelheads are hosting the Flint Firebirds. The Sarnia Sting visit the Brantford Bulldogs here tonight. The Barrie Colts taking on the Erie Otters. The Kitchener Rangers hosting the Ottawa 67s. The North Bay Battalion taking on the Oshawa Generals. The London Knights visit the Sudbury Wolves. The Kingston Frontenacs host the Peterborough Petes. And the hosts of the 2027 Memorial Cup, Guelph Storm, hosting the Owen Sound Attack here tonight. We'll keep you up to date on all of those games as we move along through tonight's broadcast. Puck drop between the Saginaw Spirit and the Windsor Spitfires coming up on the other side of this break on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchak scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Zilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Zilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Friday night hockey action here from the WFCU Center. It has not been an easy place to play for anybody. Saginaw, one of just 4 teams this year to pick up a victory in this building, and it was by way of shootout, and it did need a Dima Zilkin hat trick back on the 26th of October. Does the Windsor native have some more magic here tonight? Is yet to be seen. We'll take a look at our goaltenders for tonight's game. Brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Joey Costanzo, to this point in the season, 11 victories through 15 games played, leads the OHL with 3 shutouts, second in the OHL with a 1.97 goals against average, 913 on the save percentage as well. He was pulled the last time he played the Saginaw Spirit after 4 goals in just half of the game. Stepan Shurigan was lights out over the weekend, a couple of 38 save performances, a 932 save percentage over the 3 games through the Central Division. Would like to have seen him pull out a couple of more victories, but he's got 6 of them on the year, and he's back between the pipes for Chris Lazary. Your officials tonight brought to you by WNEM TV5. Ryan Hutchison and Joe Monette, the referees. Brandon Flood and Phil Nadeau are the linesmen. Igor Barabanov to take the opening face-off. It's brought to you by Delta College, and he's against the Philadelphia Flyers first-rounder Jack Nesbitt. And we're underway here from Windsor. Back in behind the Spitfires, Ned Costanzo's going to get his first touch on it. Spitfires in the home whites here. Navy blue and red throughout. Saginaw the inverse. The Spitfires throw a long stretch pass up into the neutral zone. Cole Davis tied up by Valeris. Gets the puck in front, and they score. A.J. Spellacy puts it through the body of Stepan Shurigan. 24 seconds into the game. Windsor leads at 1-0. Seventh of the season. Check that. 5th of the season for Spellacy. And it did not take long. A long stretch pass from out of the defensive zone on the Spitfire side of things. Xander Valeris looked like he handcuffed the 2-on-1 and kind of nipped it in the bud at the blue line. Cole Davis is able to get that through, and yeah, Spellacy just right through the body on Stepan Shurigan. So behind the 8 ball to start out here for the Saginaw Spirit. D. They get their first touches on things, and Jacob Kluche angles it in. Carson Harmer, overtime hero on Thursday night in Barrie. This puck deflects up and over the glass, out of play. Down to just 19:25 to go in this first period. Windsor 9-1, 2-1 on home ice. Again, nobody in the OHL has more wins in their home building. Brantford, Peterborough, Flint, and Kitchener all have just as many. And you see why this is a difficult place to play as the Spitfires lead at 1-0 on the goal by Spellacy. Puck jammed in by Carson Harmer. Carson Woodall ramped it back around. Cristofaro lost it. Saginaw's Graydon Jones turns around on the far board, sends it up high. James Go recycles it into the offensive corner. Carson Harmer lays it back around. Liam Greentree, the Windsor captain, Sees it back down at center. James Go takes over. A little trouble there for Graydon Jones on the far side boards. And now here's Greentree, a shot that gets deflected. Jammed up out of the skates of James Go, but Ethan Belchez has it now for Windsor and turns it back in behind Stepan Shurigan's net. John McLaughlin, rookie forward, fresh off a gold medal at the U17 World Challenge for Team Canada Red. This will be cleared down here by the Spirit. And an icing will come up. 18:37 left in this first period. 2 assists for McLaughlin with Canada Red. Of course, Spirit General Manager Dave Drinkle was the Director of Hockey Operations for Canada Red. Picked up his first gold medal in international action. Offensive zone faceoff as McLaughlin will take it in the left wing dot of the Spirit end. This will be pushed back. Graydon Jones gets it out of danger to James Go. Approaching his 250th OHL contest. That is expected to come next week as the Spitfires turn things back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Big time collision as McLaughlin gets shrugged off there by Graydon Jones. Dimas Jilkin into the offensive end. Throws that one into the catching glove of Joey Costanzo from long range. Windsor takes over. This is Robinson. Up to McLaughlin through center. Dishes that one far side for Lemieux. Picked up on a turnover by Saginaw's Nick Sema. He's out to center red. Into the offensive end. Sema puts it back in behind Costanzo's net. 2 minutes gone here in this first period. 1-0 Windsor on the goal by A.J. Spellici. Robinson to set things up with a lot of time. Back in behind his goaltender, Uri Rauja, playing his 4th OHL game. In on the forecheck. They do force a turnover. Nick Sema can't hang on to that puck for very long. As Carter Hicks takes it out the other direction here for the Spitfires. And Exultant McKees just ducks out of the way of what would have been a punishing hit from Nick Sema. You heard the oohs and ahs of the crowd here. D to D between Glavin and Barch. Nick Sema gets a heavy shoulder. A little return the favor from Exultant McKees as the puck is back in the Windsor end again. Cristofaro off the wall. Intercepted by Miroslav Shatan. Turned it back down. And into the left wing boards goes Brody Papoy. Closes off his check on Jonathan Brown. Puck on the near side boards of the Windsor end. Exultant McKees trying to get that away from Miroslav Shatan. This is Cristofaro now back in behind the Windsor net. Up the far side wall. It's poked away by Xander Valeris. Brody Papoy in the far corner. Centering pass. It's fumbled by Cristofaro. It does end up in on his goaltender Costanzo, but he makes the save. Hangs on for a face-off. 17:03 left in this opening frame. Still 1-0 on the Spellici goal. Saginaw still waiting on its first real scoring chance here. Cole Davis and Connor Walton pick up the assists on the Spellici goal. And now the Sebastian Gervais line comes down here with Barabanov and Klepov. Saginaw's leading point getter Nikita Klepov, 32 points in 22 games. Wyatt Kennedy picks things up for Windsor after a D-zone draw. A.J. Spellici angles this back in against Xander Valeris, back in the Spirit end. Poked to the head. Cole Davis now. Out on his backhand up the near boards. Walton slides it across. Wyatt Kennedy, a point shot, knocked down on its way, and it leaks through to Stepan Shurigan, who calmly puts a glove on top. And the frustration a little bit early here as Jack Nesbitt is locked up with Igor Barabanov. Barabanov, one of 10 players on NHL Central Scouting's watch list for the upcoming 2026 NHL draft. He's a B-ranked prospect, potential second or third rounder. He and Brody Papoy. On the Saginaw side of things, obviously Nikita Klepov as well is tabbed to be a first-round pick. 7 players on the Windsor side of things, headlined by a potential top 5 candidate in Ethan Belchez. 16 goals in the season, good for third best in the Ontario Hockey League. Belchez will factor into this game shortly. Here comes Barabanov after a D-zone faceoff won by the Spirit. 1-0 Windsor, 16.5 to go here in the first. Connor Walton fires it back in behind Stepan Shurigan. He's there to play it. Nearly gave it away to Nesbitt. A little poke check by Shurigan to get himself out of a jam. Sebastian Gervais carries it on from center. Cross corner dump in. Off the wall, Wyatt Kennedy is there and braces for contact against Klepov. Down into the corner, James Go throws it off the backside of the cage. This is Klepov again, out of the corner. Backhanded up. Graydon Jones shot, ricochets wide. Comes off the end boards. Gervais throws a check. Walton on the puck. Klepov forces the issue. Turnover here as Barabanov gets hit from an awkward angle by Spellici. Belchez tries to backhand the puck out, and it's going to leak out past the stick and the glove of Graydon Jones. So back out at center is James Go. And he turned it right onto the stick of Belchez. Thrown back in behind the Spirit net. Graydon Jones out off the far boards into the skates of Liam Greentree. Turned around by Sebastian Gervais. Carter Hicks on this now for Windsor. Spitfires throw it back in. This is Greentree on the far boards. Put back in front. Nicely intercepted by Saginaw's Jacob Kluche. Runs this puck back into the neutral zone. Lays it in behind the net of Costanzo. Carson Woodall for Belches. Ran into Dimas Yilkin. Puck moved up the left side. Woodall is offside, and he gets a shot off after, and that'll bring a swarm of Spirit jerseys. Josh Glavin comes over. Everybody's got a dance partner right now. 15:27 to go in the first period. Saginaw does not like the start to this game. Carson Woodall, a shot just about a split second after the whistle went for an offside call. Josh Glavin's without his helmet right now. He's got the gloves on still. A penalty is sure to be coming after this. Glavin does not want to let go of whichever Spitfire he's got down there. Now it looks like it's Screen Tree. 15:27 to go in this first period. Green Tree, a little stick tap for Jacob Kluche. Everybody's separated. Back to the benches. I think we're going to take somebody here. Again, Ryan Hutchison and Joe Monette are the referees. Josh Glavin, without a helmet, heads over to the Saginaw penalty box. And it'll be Ethan Garden on the Windsor side of things. We'll play a 4-on-4 here. Good response on the Saginaw side of things. We've seen a number of occasions where maybe things like that had occurred and there wasn't as much of a response. And again, the frustration early here for Saginaw, down just 24 seconds into this hockey game here today. You heard Chris Lasry talk during Coach's Corner about a little bit of adversity, some bus issues for the Spirit. Had to make the bus swap earlier this evening. So that results in a delayed arrival of about 45 minutes. Throws up the pregame routine. But we'll skate at 4-on-4 here. 15 and a half to go, 1-0 in the first period. Windsor's got the lead. Barabanov, though, has the puck. Into the offensive end, lost it. Picked up by Windsor's Woodall. Back in behind his own goaltender. Dimas Yilkin, a little swipe at the chest of Joey Costanzo and see if he can get away with that. Play continues as Woodall just now stepping out from behind the Windsor net. Head fake to get away from Dimas Yilkin. Woodall now up the near side. Nesbitt run into by James Go. Barabanov back to Graydon Jones. Broken stick on the play for one of the Spitfires. He's back on the bench. Green Tree hops on. Graydon Jones lays it into the corner boards himself. Back in behind Costanzo. Carson Woodall, who started that skirmish, leads the charge into the offensive end for Windsor. Put back in front. Cole Davis, and a great left pad save by Stepan Shurigan. And a delayed penalty is coming against the Spirit. Here's Cristoforo. Left circle. Back at the bench is Costanzo. 6-on-5, or 5-on-4, as it's down to 4-on-4 play. Green Tree back in the neutral zone here on the delayed penalty. 55 seconds left on the offsetting minors to Josh Glavin and Ethan Garden. What's the penalty for here against Saginaw? It'll be a slashing call against Jilkin. 14-19 to go in the first. Saginaw to their first Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill here in the game. So it'll be 4 against 3 on the Jilkin slashing call. Did not see exactly where the hit on the hands would have come from. Did see the collision in the corner afterwards. But a big left pad save by Stepan Shurigan on what was another dangerous scoring opportunity for the Windsor Spitfires. So a 4-on-3 power play here for Windsor. Spelisi is out to take the face-off. Looks like Jacob Kluche in the dot for the Spirit, and that's exactly the case. We'll have to redo it. Luce wins the draw, and we'll have to drop it a third time here. Saginaw, in interesting circumstances, they're going to have to put some time back on the clock. Special teams, to this point in the season, have been much better on the road than they have been at home. Saginaw's PK, 65% from the Dow Event Center, 81 away from it. Could be an anomaly. The Spitfires set up on their first power play, up 1-0 here. Cole Davis down to the goal line. This is A.J. Spelisi. Back to Davis in the circle. Shot goes off the outside of the goal. Spelisi back up for Davis just inside the blue line. Sends it over. Walking up high. This one, Robinson going to spin it. Games heads on. Throws it back through. Looking there. You check that it was Caden Harvey. As it cycled back in behind the Saginaw net. Now Robinson, a shot. Good blocker save. Right between the face-off dots by Stepan Shurigan. Davis up high. Stepping towards the middle. Windsor power play guys rearrange themselves. Another shot by Davis, fought off by Shurigan. 7 seconds at 4 against 3. Both teams will get a man back here in a minute. As this is back up, Greentree's the top power play, and it comes on for the Spitfires, and a curl and drag shot by Greentree is right into the crest of Shurigan. He hangs on. Valeris hangs on to Greentree. Bluche is mixed up as well. Josh Glavin, some words for Liam Greentree. 278 points on the OHL career of the 26th overall selection by the Los Angeles Kings in 2024. The Windsor captain, the active leader in the Ontario Hockey League in points. He's out with Nesbitt and Belchez, Cristoforo, and Woodall on this Windsor power play. Second best in the OHL at 30%. 30.3 to be exact. They've got a minute left on the Zhilkin minor penalty as this puck spills back out to neutral ice. 1-0 Windsor, 13-13 to go here in the first period from the WFCU Center. First of a home-and-home weekend between these two hockey clubs. Ethan Belchez rams it back around. It'll ride up the glass. That hit the netting. They're going to keep it in play. It's Carson Woodall up at the right point. This could be an interesting moment here. Woodall moves his way into the left wing circle. Thrown back across to Belchez. Takes a long shot that gets tipped up wide and ends up in the corner. Belchez with 29 to go on the penalty. Right towards the middle. Up high. Sent back over. One-touch pass. Woodall down low. Right in front looking for the bumper pass to Nesbitt. It doesn't find its way through. Harmer gets his hands on it for Saginaw and clears. All the way down past Joey Costanzo. Thought that shoot-in by Ethan Belchez ramped up and hit a piece of the netting. Might be a moot point, but Windsor back in here. Belchez, head fake at the line, down into the left circle. Rising shot that caught the shoulder of Shurigan. Penalty time expires. Zhilkin out of the Spirit penalty box. They've survived it. Greentree, center point, Woodall. Spitfires still set up in the offensive end, and a long shot goes into the glove of Shurigan for a whistle. Hayden Barch, a little lockup with one of the Spitfires after. Just about 8 minutes gone here in this first period. 1-0. The Windsor Spitfires have the lead on the goal from A.J. Spellacy. We're back to the WFCU Center after this here on 100.5 FM WSGW.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
Hi, this is Sebastian Gervais, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
12:07 left in the first period from Windsor. 1-0 on the goal from A.J. Spellacy. Dylan Clark alongside you. The Spirit, not an ideal start to this hockey game, allowing the first goal in at just 24 seconds in. But they do come back with a strong penalty kill after a tough situation. They're outshot right now 5-0. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. So almost to the midway point of the hockey game. And not a test for Joey Costanzo yet. And the shot counters in this building, notoriously stingy. So there may have been a chance that has not registered yet. This is Carter Hicks on an offensive zone face-off for the Spitfires. Poked away right towards the net. It pinballs around. Goes into the right wing circle, and that puck played by a high stick. So it'll come to a halt. Hicks, one of those NHL Central Scouting watch-listed guys on the back end for the Windsor Spitfires. 4 points through 20 games, but activated down the left side. They had a really good look towards the net. As a right-handed shooter from the left wing face-off circle. Puck comes back out in the neutral zone as the puck was played by a Windsor high stick prior to the whistle. Johnny McLaughlin will get waved out of this faceoff. J.C. Lemieux in to take it. Second-round pick by the Spits in 24. As we have extra instruction again, Jensen Geldart in his fourth game of OHL action hasn't seen a lot of ice due to the penalty against Saginaw Zhilkin here in the first. Wins the draw. James Goh takes a hit. No more puck for the Spirit. Carter Hicks back in the Windsor end. Geldart finishes off a check on Hicks. Spitfires move the puck up. Lemieux is hit on his way into the offensive zone. James Goh is going to take a penalty here. 11:35 to go in the first. Got wrapped up with one of the Spitfires and ended up on top of him. And it looks like it'll be a holding penalty to James Go. Not much in the way of arguing against that one. So Go will take the long skate to the penalty box. You can't tempt fate too many times here, especially not in the first period. Go for holding. Second Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here for Saginaw in this game. We mentioned their PK woes on home ice and how they're better on the road at 81%, still 73.2% on the season entire, which has entered its 23rd hockey game, 19th in the OHL, as they look to improve that here. Down 1-0. Woodall moves the puck to Belchez down to the goal line, swept in front, right pad save from a bad angle by Shurigan. Saginaw does get this puck back out into the neutral zone. Little help from Dina Zhilkin. Ethan Belchez on it for Windsor. Disrupted at the Saginaw blue line by Glavin. Loose in between the dots and chopped away by Glavin into the Spirit bench. Right off the fingertips, I believe, of Igor Barabanov's glove. So the faceoff will stay back in the Spirit end. Blake Barnes was the extra warm-up skater today. It was between, I believe, him and Miroslav Shatan. Shatan is on the bench and in the game tonight, so Blake Barnes is a healthy scratch. The only of Saginaw's healthy scratches. Belchez throws his puck back into the corner right off the faceoff. Green Tree high in the zone. 90 seconds left on the James Go holding penalty. Nesbitt, Belchez, back over. Now this is Woodall walking the blue line again. Green Tree in the left wing circle. Spins around away from Glavin. Carson Woodall at the left point. Throws one into traffic. Tipped by Nesbitt in front. Ends up in behind the net. This is Cristofaro. Back up to the right side. Belchez just inside the offensive blue line. Spins there for Woodall. Backhanded pass down low. This is Cristofaro in the corner. Back up high. Carson Woodall walks to the middle. Near side. Green Tree picks it up. Left circle. Swung it over. And that pass too far behind Cristofaro. He gives it to Woodall. Center point. Now over left side. Belchez takes a shot. Save made by Stepan Shurigan. And he stops the rebound as well. Jack Nesbitt has a Josh Glavin headlock right now and whispering sweet nothings into his ear. Certainly nothing that we would be able to repeat up on our airwaves here. 10:23 left in this first period. 48 seconds left on the James Go holding penalty. And it stays a 1-0 Windsor lead. So far, so good on this Saginaw PK. The Spitfires moving the puck around well, but they have not found really the shooting opportunities that they'd like. And Shurigan able to corral those rebounds on those two chances. Windsor now out shooting Saginaw 7-0. The Spirit win the defensive zone faceoff. Valeris taps it around the boards for Jacob Kluche, who clears. And it's Joey Costanzo out to settle it down. Andrew Robinson will lead out the second power play unit here for the Windsor Spitfires. Robinson up the right side. Spellacy down the wing with a lot of speed, and the long shot from the right circle goes wide. Robinson keeps it in. There for Games, thrown on through. Davis, the shot on the cross-ice feed. Great save is made by Stepan Shurigan. I think he got that one at the rib cage. He's going to shake it off here. 15 seconds left as it's in on Costanzo. Best save of the night so far for Stepan Shurigan. As Garden gets shut down at the offensive blue line for Windsor. Jacob Kluche's on this for the Spirit. 5 more seconds, and James Go will be a free man. Back on the ice is Go. Stretch pass for Gervais. Shut down back in front of the Windsor bench. Back in the defensive zone. This is Windsor's Wyatt Kennedy. Has Barabanov in pursuit. Kennedy fires that one up off the shoulder of the rookie defenseman Levi Harper. Spins him around, and this puck ripped up the near sideboards. Max Brocklehurst comes on here for the Spitfires. Handcuffed by Klepov. Windsor on it again. Back up the near sideboards. 9:11 left in this first period. 1-0 Windsor. Levi Harper from back in behind the Spirit net. Throwing that one up off the boards. Barabanov can't advance it cleanly to Klepov. They'll have to chase it down in the near side corner of the Windsor end. Jammed up the wall, and this is Max Brocklehurst again. Laid a pass up and ahead. This is picked up by Caden Harvey into the left circle. Cuts across. Draws a penalty, and a right pad save made by Shurigan. Well, play continues here. Windsor fans thought there would be a tripping penalty. We'll stay at 5-on-5 for now. And offside as this puck comes back out. 8:41 to go in the first period. Good move by Caden Harvey, a Beaver, Pennsylvania native, not long outside of Pittsburgh. On the 2-on-1, cuts to the middle from the left wing faceoff. Dot. Right shot forward at a pretty good angle towards the net. Denied of what would have been his third goal of the season. So it stays 1-0, courtesy of Stepan Shurigan, who's already seen 10 hockey pucks in this game. Spirit win the defensive zone faceoff. Back up to center. This is James going. Push back into the Windsor end. Costanzo, the goaltender, out to play it. Taps it there for Carter Hicks. He's pushed into the boards by Saginaw's Trevor Thoyer. Brody Papoy is standing by, trying to see if this puck can pop out of the scrum. Trevor Thoyer locked up with Bexalton McKeish. Up the wall it comes. James goes just inside the offensive blue line. Over to Graydon Jones. Long shot into traffic, well wide. Nobody can get its stick on it. So this is McKeish back underneath for Hicks. Out the other side. Puck quickly moved to J.C. Lemieux and banked off the boards. Trevor Thoyer trying to cut off Ethan Garden here. Graydon Jones on this puck for Saginaw. 8 minutes left in the first period. Windsor up 1-0. As Jones pushes it into the offensive end and chases it down himself against Jonathan Brown. McKeish puts this one back up through center. J.C. Lemieux down the wing. Throws a shot that goes off Jensen Geldart. It's off the back edge of the net. Back behind the Spirit goal. Jack Nesbitt up the left boards. Carson Woodall at the point. There for Green Tree. Throws it on through. Nicely read by Saginaw's Uri Rauja. Gets the Spirit out of a jam. Windsor keeps things alive, though. This is Green Tree up high, near side. Cristoforo into the circle. Gets around Papoy down to the goal line. Put it back in front off the right skate of Stepan Shurigan. But a fortunate bounce keeps the Spirit out of danger, and they throw things back into the Windsor end. Uri Rauja on the near side boards. Cut off by Carson Woodall. Cristoforo tries to get away from the forechecking Jensen Geldart. Outlet pass. Nesbitt put into the Windsor bench on a big hit from Hayden Barch. Trying to pick the puck up is Rauja. He's offside, as is Nick Sema. 7:02 left in the first period. Biggest hit of the hockey game as Hayden Barch got into 6'4" Jack Nesbitt. Into the bench he goes. Everybody's all right. But that is the murmur from the crowd right now with 7 and some change left here in the first. Faceoff will come just outside the Windsor line. Carson Harmer against Caden Harvey. And Harmer wins the draw. Barch will turn things back in behind Costanzo. Then he blows a tire. No more puck for him. He's lost his stick too. But the fallen stick kept the puck away from Carson Harmer. A little puck luck there for Joey Costanzo. Now here come the Spitfires. Belches delayed offside as it goes into a Spirit skate. Caden Harvey has to touch up. The goaltender Costanzo has his stick again. And here comes Carson Harmer from the offensive blue line. Push back in behind Costanzo's net. Collision between Harmer and Carson Woodall. Puck up the right wing boards. Spitfires on it at center. Cross ice pass is off the skates of Jacob Kluche. The Spirit take it away. 3-on-2 as they hit the line. Nicely knocked away by Carson Woodall. Following on is Carson Harmer. Spitfires will take him into the boards. 6 and some change left in the first. Saginaw trails 1-0. And the puck can't be pulled out of the wall by Kluche, but it does come up for Zilkin. Then Harper sends a shot into traffic, knocked down by a Windsor body. Jacob Kluche kept it alive. Backhander by Levi Harper down to Zilkin in the circle, looking to find Kluche in front. Now the follow-up chance and a right pad save. I think Costanzo gets the blocker on that chance from Levi Harper. Still not credited as a shot on goal as Harper sees this now to Carson Harmer. Spun it back in. Into the skates of Belches, back out at center. Loved by Sebastian Gervais. Picked up by Saginaw's Nikita Klepov, and then off the glass, back and behind the Windsor netminder. Up the far wall, Spellacy. Thrown back up and out to center, Levi Harper. Graydon Jones. Back between his own face-off dots. Stretch pass. Sebastian Gervais gives it now to Barabanov. Heads right to the net, and a good stick save is made there by Costanzo. Puck ends up in the corner. Gervais gets after it. This will be picked up and moved out to center ice here by Spellacy. First shot of the board for Saginaw here in this hockey game. Spitfires throw it back in. This is Davis into the left wing circle. And high across the top of the zone. Cole Davis taps the brakes against Klepov. Up high, Wyatt Kennedy. Just inside the offensive blue line, and a shot gets tipped in front. It goes wide to Stepan Shurigan. James Go. Back over Nikita Klepov. Out of the Spirit defensive zone, inside 5 to go in the first. Here comes Barabanov for Gervais down the wing, and a long snapshot. Save made by Costanzo. The rebound didn't go where he wanted it to. Spirit take over at center ice. James Go. From behind his own blue line now, the forechecking J.C. Lemieux. Gervais gets back in. This is Uri Rauja now for the Spirit. They're quickly shut down by Wyatt Kennedy, and Josh Glavin is back at Saginaw Blue to find Hayden Barch. Cross ice pass again off the heel of Juraj Rause's stick, the Slovakian pro. Puck moved up the far boards by the Spitfires. Beksultan Makish of Kazakhstan to throw things back now for Kennedy. Off the boards, Hayden Bartsch handcuffs one of the Spitfires. Stepan Sure going to knock that puck down. Josh Glavin moves it. Rauja, bump pass towards the middle. Nobody in blue can pick things up. Johnny McLaughlin forechecking for the Spitfires. Saginaw just now getting things back out into the neutral zone, and it's knocked down by Jensen Geldart. Taken back the other way here. This is Jonathan Brown, the Windsor defenseman over the offensive blue line. Doubled up on by Bartsch and Geldart. Puck is back around behind the Spirit net again. Off the far wall. Brown keeps it alive. Hayden Bartsch collects it back in behind the Saginaw net. He gets put heavily into the boards. Little retribution for the hit on Nesbitt earlier. Jensen Geldart throws that puck back in behind Costanzo. Little time here for the Windsor defenders to regroup. They move the puck D to D and up the near side. This is Greentree. Moving it now. Robinson up the left side into the offensive end. Brocklehurst tripped up by Xander Valeris. And that'll be a penalty. 3:14 here in period one. Saginaw to their third Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in the first period. We're back after this. 1-0 Windsor here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
More than halfway through the first period here by quite a large margin. 3:14 left in it. 1-0 Windsor on the goal by A.J. Spellacy. Just 24 seconds into the game, the Spirit have registered their first two shots of this contest not so very long ago, 10-2. Our Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters shot board in favor of the home team. And Xander Valeris is in the Spirit penalty box on a tripping call. So back to the Stormmaster Exteriors PK, which has killed off the first two. But Windsor goes back to work again. Their offensive zone time is off the charts here in the first, but a steal up at the top of the zone by Zhilkin. A favorable start to this Saginaw PK. Hayden Bartsch and Jack Nesbitt jawing a little bit. The Spitfires moving from back out behind their own face-off dots. The drop pass is picked up by Greentree. Carves his way into the offensive end, but no more puck as Josh Glavin will throw it all the way down. The forechecker, Sebastian Gervais, gets into Carson Woodall. Forces the issue a little bit and chugs his way back to the bench. Carson Woodall on it for the Spitfires up to his own blue line. Dropped it back off now. Belchez shifts over to the near side and takes that angle back around, thrown around the glass. Stepan Shurigan, the Spirit netminder, out to play it. Throws it off the glass and out. It fooled the Windsor player at the top of the zone, Liam Greentree. Didn't quite come off the glass the way he intended. And so the Spirit have killed off half the penalty here. Xander Valeris in the box for tripping. Big-time collision. As Josh Glavin steps up and hits Nesbitt. Now it's Harmer in shorthanded from the left circle. They got Carson Woodall up high on the follow-through. There's an altercation back out in the neutral zone, and a short-handed chance by Kluche, and the cross-ice pass goes off the outside of the net. Action all over the place. Big-time collision again as Kluche got hit by Spellacy and Greentree. James Go has this puck all the way out in the neutral zone. Inside 2 to go here in the first period. Things opening up a little bit here in the first as this will be drifted back in on Costanzo. Forechecking again is Saginaw's Gervais. 22 seconds on the Valeris penalty. Spellacy back in, runs right through Dimas Zhilkin. But right there to pick up the loose change is the defenseman, Graydon Jones, and he clears. Spitfires from behind their own net. Xander Valeris just about to be released here. 1-0 Spitfires. $1:15 left in this first period. Here they come into the offensive zone. Spellacy, cross-ice pass, doesn't find anybody. This one moved back out to center. Now a chance for Dimas Zhilkin. Robinson closes him off right before he was able to hit the blue line. Ethan Garden down the right side leading the Windsor counterattack. Closed off by Saginaw's Graydon Jones and waiting patiently back and behind the net. One of the Spitfires got a hit up high there from Valeris. Jones back up the center looking for Igor Barabanov. Spitfires go D to D and then send it back in. Stepan Shurigan out to play it. Has Johnny McLaughlin right on him. Moves the puck quickly up to Barabanov with 40 to go in the first period. Barabanov in. Zhilkin ran into the linesman. And Saginaw, they'll say, is offside. 35.2 left in this first period. And a little bit more as Walton and Klepov are engaged in the neutral zone. Some big-time collisions here in this game. 35.2 left in this first period. The penalty box door swings open. And it's to let the linesman know that there is a discarded stick back in the Saginaw end. They'll drop the puck just outside the Windsor blue line here. 35.2 seconds left. Klepov and Davis, a little stick work on one another. Igor Barabanov will get waved out here, so that means it's Nick Seema's turn to take the face-off. He stays against Nesbitt. Still, Davis and Klepov jamming at one another off this draw. They're taking their time in dropping it. They will finally drop things. And Klepov and Davis continue to get wrapped up. Winds are going to throw things back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. Josh Clavin takes a check, moves the puck. Klepov cross ice. Can't find Barabanov. Cole Davis hit by Nick Seema. 20 seconds left as it's back in behind the Saginaw goal line. Nesbitt puts Bart into the boards. Puck up the near wall. Connor Walton keeps it alive. A one-hopper to the net. Save made by Shurigan, and the rebound is taken care of by Josh Clavin. Can Barabanov catch up to it before the icing? No. 4.5 seconds left in the first period. Spellacy and Glavin are windshield to windshield right now. The linesman will separate them. This is game 3 of an 8-game season series. Is now Jack Nesbitt's going to take a seat in the Windsor penalty box. Saginaw looks to head to their first IBEW Local 557 power play here. Unless somebody else is going to join him, no. .5 seconds left. Not sure exactly what the infraction is on Nesbitt. First power play opportunity here for Saginaw, and barring any miraculous puck luck, it'll probably spill over into the second period. Sebastian Gervais to take the face-off in the right dot. Looks like a tripping call to Nesbitt. Here's Klepov, a shot off the face-off. Goes off a Windsor skate, and that'll do it as Wyatt Kennedy throws the puck down the ice. Green Tree, a little stick work for Zhilkin, who comes back with a glove. Spellacy and Walton being held back from the Spirit by the linesman. Gervais tied up with Wyatt Kennedy. And the men in stripes trying to separate the team in white from the team in blue. That's the end of the first period. 1-0. Windsor has the lead on the AJ Spellacy goal. Shots 11-3 in the first 20 minutes of play, but the silver lining for Saginaw, a lot of good saves from Stepan Shurigan, and they've got almost a full power play to start off the second period. Liam Greentree has remained on the ice to bark at the Spirit bench as they make their way back down the tunnel. We've got an interesting 40 more minutes here for you, but first a break. In our first intermission report, Jonathan's ready for you back in the studio. We'll take that break and be back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebring factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The Spitfires strike early, and the Spirit are shorthanded for much of this first period, but they escape 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. Let's take a look back at that first frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Well, Windsor wasted no time as a long pass gets to Cole Davis early on at the Spirit blue line. He finds A.J. Spellacy all alone driving in along the right side, and he scores to put the Spitfires on the board.
The Spitfires throw a long stretch pass up into the neutral zone. Cole Davis, tied up by Valeris, gets the puck in front, and they score. A.J. Spellacy puts it through the body of Stepan Shurigan. 24 seconds into the game, Windsor leads it 1-0.
Connor Walton, the secondary assist there with that long stretch pass. A good bit of back and forth. Saginaw tries to establish a little bit of time in the offensive end, but at 4 minutes, 33 seconds, a shot toward the Spirit net after the whistle resulted in a little mix-up. Josh Glavin, Ethan Garden exchange penalties, and things go to 4-on-4. Windsor goes on the offensive early, but Shurigan makes a nice save to keep it 1-0.
Leads the charge into the offensive end for Windsor. Put back in front. Cole Davis, and a great left pad save by Stepan Shurigan, and a delayed penalty is coming.
That delayed penalty, 5 minutes, 41 seconds. It goes to 4-on-3. Dima Zhilkin took a slashing penalty on that play, giving the Spitfires the first power play of the evening. Shurigan makes some sharp stops to return play to 5-on-4. Then the defense helped him out a little bit, and things get back to 5-on-5. Not long after that, though, it's back to 5-on-4 in favor of Windsor as Holding sends James Go to the penalty box. Another power play for the Spits. Stepan Shurigan, not all that busy, but he does make a couple nice saves. None better than this one on Cole Davis from the bottom of the left circle before the clear and the kill.
Robinson keeps it in. There for Games, thrown on through. Davis, the shot on the cross-ice feet. Great save is made by Stepan Shurigan. He got that one at the rib cage. He's going to shake it off. Best save of the night so far for Stepan Shurigan.
Speaking of not all that busy, Joey Costanzo didn't face a single shot officially until 14 minutes, 38 seconds. Saginaw registers their first shot on net. It's a good one. Barabanov drives around his man straight to the net, but Costanzo makes the save.
Sebastian Gervais gives it now to Barabanov, heads right to the net, and a good stick save is made there by Costanzo. Puck ends up in the corner. Gervais gets after it.
Xander Valeris takes a tripping penalty at 16:46. Saginaw, their third penalty kill of the game, and it's a successful one. Some nice clearing, shorthanded chances see that off, and with only 4 seconds remaining in the period, Saginaw gets their first power play as Jack Nesbitt goes away for tripping. A minute 56 will carry over into the second period. 1-0 the score. Shots on goal heavily favored Windsor 11-3. Neither team cashing in on the power play, though Saginaw does have almost a full 2 minutes to work with when we start out the second. A.J. Spellacy, the lone goal, assisted by Cole Davis, and Connor Walton only 23 seconds into the match here tonight. When we come back, we'll break down that first period a little bit more for you with Dylan right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. After one period of play, the Windsor Spitfires lead the visiting Saginaw Spirit 1-0 as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, an interesting first period. If we wipe out the first 30 seconds, it's a tie game. But let's look at the shot count. That's really where the story is. 11-3 in favor of Windsor. Saginaw, not for a lack of time in the offensive end, and Windsor not having 11 super dangerous chances either.
Yeah, it was not like many first periods we've seen to this point in the year, I think. There were some scoring opportunities on the Windsor side of things. Obviously, the first shot of the game, coming off of a broken odd man rush like that, not going to do Stepan Shurigan too many favors. But from the shots that he has seen, a lot have been from the perimeter. A lot have been without traffic. They've allowed him to see them all the way through and either just make the save and deflect it up and out of play or hang on to it and corral the rebound. So, again, it was a first period where I feel like 11 shots is a pretty average number of shots for a goaltender in a 20-minute span of things. You know, you're not falling asleep back there, but you're not gasping for air either. So that's a manageable shot total for the Spirit. And like I said, they haven't been the most dangerous. There were still some scoring opportunities in that first period, other than the puck that went in the back of the net. But manageable down at their end. The troubling number down at the other end is, Jonathan, like you mentioned, it took them more than half the period to register a shot on goal, and they sit at 3 at the end of 20 minutes. There's been time in the offensive zone, but a lot of it has been spent scrapping for the puck along the boards, and they just haven't been able to manufacture any scoring opportunities out of that.
They have been able to manufacture some more physicality than I think we're used to seeing out of this Spirit squad. It's been kind of a rough first period, and it mostly seems to be coming from the Spirit side of things.
Yeah, and you like to see that kind of pushback, right? I mean, let's be honest. There have been games where Saginaw's just been pushed around and manhandled to a certain extent this season. So you see the pushback. Carson Woodall comes in, and again, the shooting the puck at the goaltender on an offside call. Yeah. I think it was within that half-second window where you can kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, he was already committed to shooting the puck, whatever. I don't think he was exactly going to do too much to avoid taking that shot. And, 3 blue sweaters came right over to him. Hayden Bartz, I think, Jacob Kluche, and Josh Glavin, who mixed things up the most. So, good to see this team stepping up for the goaltender, because again, there have been times this year where little instances like that happened, and there was no response. And I think a lot of people are left wondering, like, what's the deal? Where's the pushback? So there's pushback from the Spirit team here in the first 20 minutes. And, I think it's kind of brought some respect from the Windsor side of things. It's a tight hockey game right now.
Absolutely. Moving into the second period here, that shot count obviously of concern. Saginaw leading in the faceoff dot. But what strikes me about the play, at least through the first 20 minutes, is how much was won and lost on the transition across the blue line. Saginaw being able to break out of their own end and into the offensive end with speed. How often do we hear Chris Lazary talking about that? And it seems like every time the Spirit have reached the offensive blue line, Windsor's set up and ready for them.
Yeah, and that's, we've heard Chris Lazary talk about that being an area of improvement. Those first passes out of the defensive zone, they're not as crisp as we've been used to seeing. And on the Windsor side of things, that's what led to their first goal of this hockey game. Quick pass out of the defensive zone from Connor Walton. Davis gets it in front to Spellici. It's in the back of the net. That puck was down at the Windsor face-off dot, and then about 4 seconds later, it was in the back of the Spirit net. Things happen quickly that way. That's how Saginaw got so many of the 300-plus goals that they found in each of the last 2 years. So those first passes become even more crucial. That's where guys like Levi Harper can kind of jump in and make a name for themselves. James Go's offensive game has taken off exponentially here in the last season or two. He's got to be that guy to get Saginaw out of the defensive end cleanly. On the nights that they haven't been able to do that, they haven't been often finding 2 points. So those first passes out of the D zone have become very important here.
A few things to improve on going into the second, but we'll see how things shake out moving into the middle frame. Dylan, thank you as always for your time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a look around the Ontario Hockey League. Lots of action to talk about here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear, with a team that plays to win.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back after one period of play. Saginaw trailing the Windsor Spitfires 1-0 as we take our look at our out-of-town scores, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Pretty quiet first period, the exception being the Brantford Bulldog hopping out to a 3-0 lead over the visiting Sarnia Sting through the first 20 minutes. What else would you expect from the leading team in the Ontario Hockey League, but it's a scoreless tie in Brampton between the Steelheads and the Flint Firebirds, a scoreless tie between the Barrie Colts and the Erie Otters, 1-1 in Kitchener as they host the Ottawa 67s. The Oshawa Generals out to a 2-0 lead over the North Bay Battalion, a 1-1 tie between the London Knights and the Sudbury Wolves, a 1-1 tie between the Peterborough Beats and the Kingston Frontenacs, and in the final game between the Owen Sound Attack and the Guelph Storm. It's not a 1-1 tie, it's a 2-2 tie. So some tight hockey here as we get through the first 20 minutes. We'll keep you up to date on those games as we move into the second period between the Saginaw Spirit and the Windsor Spitfires after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails, or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehomed dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Start of the second period, and Saginaw starts it up a man. Jack Nesbitt in the box for tripping. He picked it up late in the first period, so Saginaw, its first IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. Down 1-0, but a lot of hockey left to play, and off the faceoff, it comes all the way back into the Spirit end behind Stepan Shurigan. Levi Harper will pick things up. He's out with Dima Zhilkin, Igor Barabanov, Nikita Klepov, and Sebastian Gervais. Harper gets to center ice, drops it back for Barabanov, then in Zhilkin, kicks it out wide. Klepov, little log jam there. It ends up in the corner. Barabanov trying to go up to Klepov, turned around. Wyatt Kennedy trying to knock him off the puck. It squirts out in front of the net, and it's picked up by Windsor's A.J. Spellisy. Leads a shorthanded charge back into the Spirit zone. Spellisy locked up by Levi Harper. Puck is pulled away by Dima Zhilkin, so that means Sebastian Gervais can get on it. Move there to Harper again. Harper, the drop pass back to Barabanov. Forechecking pressure there from Greentree. Zhilkin gets it over the offensive blue line, though. Klepov back in front. Barabanov near side. Gervais shoots, and that one goes off the goal post. He beat Costanzo on the stick side, but not the iron, and Windsor clears. Shurigan has to come out to play this puck because he's got Greentree staring him down. Zhilkin, a little bump off the wall. Misread between he and Nikita Klepov, and Shurigan's out to play it again behind his net. Turn it up the boards. That was Liam Greentree's plan. Greentree's got it right between the face-off dots now. Stolen, though, by Igor Barabanov, very calmly coming back to make that play. 35 seconds left on the Spirit power play. Harper over to Zhilkin. Little fumble at the line. Can't get through with possession anymore. Davis will clear. Shurigan out to play it. 22 seconds left on the Spirit power play. Down 1-0. Levi Harper faces the pressure from Cole Davis. Back in behind the Spirit net. This is Graydon Jones as the second power play unit only has a couple of seconds here. Cloutier up through center, near side Carson Harmer. Another pass is too far ahead of James Go. Nesbitt's out of the penalty box. Windsor has killed it. Now the stretch pass. Here's the breakaway. Nesbitt out of the box. Great save by Shurigan with the blocker. Up to the top of the zone. Brown, right point shot. Pad save again by Shurigan. Gardens jammed up in front of the net. They get it on loose. Here's Nesbitt. A rising shot goes into the glass. Nesbitt gets it in the near corner. Spins off at James Go. Puts him into the boards. Garden taken in heavily to the wall there by Saginaw's Nick Sema. Doing whatever he can to get that puck loose. Now it comes out to Lemieux. Takes a shot. Stick knocked out of the hands, and a save is made by Shurigan. Rebound up high. Here's Brown. Swung cross ice. Cristoforo thrown into traffic off a skate. Whoever lost their stick has it again. This is Brown again. Up to the right point. Cristoforo taps in and takes a shot, and an ankle save made by Stepan Shurigan on a puck that he did not see, but was able to stop because he was in the right position. 17-13 left in the second period. Cristoforo got that shot through from long range. Shurigan down in the butterfly. I think he saw the release, but not where the puck ended up. Able to make the stop. Miroslav Shatan's line comes out here for Chris Lazary. Out with Trevor Thoyer and Brody Papoy. Their first time going with 12 forwards and 6D in a handful of contests. Liam Storch still out with an illness. Ryan Hanrahan missing his 9th game due to a wrist injury sustained at the U17 World Challenge. As Windsor goes back to work in the offensive end. The drop off from Caden Harvey now to Hicks. In the right circle, fans on a shot. This pops up onto the top shelf of the net from back in behind it. Now Carter Hicks up at the blue line. Carson Woodall throwing it back in behind the Spirit net. Now it's Hayden Barnes up the near side. Trevor Thoyer throws it towards the middle. Hicks got wrapped up with Brody Papoy, who may have gotten away with a holding penalty there. Windsor back into the offensive zone, and offside is Beck Sultan McKeish. 16:37 left in this second period. 2 assists against the Spirit this year for McKeish, Windsor's second-round pick in this year's import draft. 16 points in 22 games, off to a really hot start. A 1-point lead in the OHL in goals in the season's opening weeks. Face off to come back outside the Spirit blue line again. One back, Uri Rauja. To Nick Sema and then back in. Joey Costanzo drops it off for his defenseman Woodall. Up to Greentree and neutral ice. Pass off for Garden. He's going to get cleaned out by Nick Sema. Levi Harper passes this puck on to the near side, and Xander Valeris. Fan on the outlet pass. So the Spitfires take over at center. Greentree has to get untied from Sema. This is fired back in by Hicks. Stepan Shurigan out to play it. But escapes past the paddle. Goes back around Valeris. A little short tap for Jensen Geldart. Swarmed by Spitfires. Nesbitt down into the corner. Back in front, just disrupted by Valeris. Jensen Geldart now intercepted again. Here's Jack Nesbitt high in the zone, and the shot deflects into the netting. 15:47 left in the second period. Jonathan and I discussed it during the intermission. Saginaw's inability to make the quick pass out of the zone. They get hemmed in there. A couple of failed opportunities. Xander Valeris and Levi Harper got pinned back in the D zone. And nearly a couple of costly decisions there for the Spirit. Sebastian Gervais to take this defensive zone face-off against Jack Nesbitt. A little false start there. We'll redrop things. Nesbitt with Davis and Spellacy here as the lines get thrown in the blender a little bit for head coach Greg Walters. Wyatt Kennedy down the right side. Into the corner of the offensive zone for Windsor. Ends up on the other corner. Throws it back in front. A stick save made by Shurigan. Rebound chances loose right on top of the blue paint. Nobody can get a clean whack at it. Finally pulled out by Sebastian Gervais. Then Barabanov back on the counterattack, 3-on-2. Drops it off for Gervais. Got a little bit of room. Throws it on and across, intercepted before it can get to Klepov. Now this is picked up by Windsor's Cole Davis. Into the offensive end. Good stick check by Saginaw's Graydon Jones. Gets taken into the wall by Spellacy. The Spirit content to just get this puck out at center. Wyatt Kennedy. Up to John McLaughlin. Into the corner. Blue attire. James Go. Off the board, Sebastian Gervais. Thrown cross ice, pulled back here by McLaughlin. They kept the puck alive. James Go is able to untie himself from Davis. Now James Go blows a tire back and behind the net. He's got a Windsor forechecker on top of him right now. Caden Harvey pulls this puck out of the far corner boards. 14:45 to go in the second period. 1-0 Windsor on a first period goal by A.J. Spellacy. Puck taken by Saginaw's Barabanov. Outlet pass. Klepov gets stepped into and a big open ice check. Sends him down to the ice. Andrew Robinson stepped into Klepov. He didn't see him. Now the puck back behind the Windsor goal. Cristoforo for Andrew Robinson. Out the left side, down to the face-off circle. Robinson's cross-ice pass deflected on its way through, and this is Lemieux. Gets away from Josh Glavin, who goes down in that corner as well. Maybe some ice difficulties back in the Spirit end. Puck intercepted by Jacob Kluche. Gets it out to Carson Harmer at center. Fan on the pass to get into the zone. Jilkin tripped up at the offensive blue line, but Kluche still has it. Sends it back underneath the Windsor net. This is Jilkin. Dropped off. Harmer trying to spin it up the boards. Down from the point goes Barch. Braces for contact. Carson Harmer lays it back in behind the Windsor net. And Cristoforo sends it up to the left point. Nearly 7 minutes gone in the period. Jilkin's shot from long range is blocked aside by Costanzo. Rebound opportunity from Kluche stopped as well. This is picked up by Jilkin, top of the circle. Tripped on the puck. Spitfires get it back out. Harper finds Jilkin, flips it towards the middle, wanted to get to Carson Harmer. And that'll be sent back in behind Stepan Shurigan's net. Saginaw has registered its first shot on goal here in this period on those chances back down a couple of moments ago. Levi Harper back in behind. Joey Costanzo out of the net for Windsor. Back in behind the net. Just inside 13 minutes left in the second period. Stretch pass for the Spitfires is too far ahead of its intended target. Beck-Sultan McKeish, so picked up here by Saginaw's Thoyer, but turned back over to Greentree. Throws it back in behind Stepan Shurigan's net. The goaltender out to play. Up for Xander Valeris. Thoyer, pocket pick by Greentree. He scores. Up over the glove on Stepan Shurigan. That chance came out of nowhere. Greentree makes no mistake. It's 2-0. Well, that's a lot of strength on Liam Greentree. And in just a half of a second, steals the puck from Saginaw's Trevor Thoyer, goes upstairs over the glove on Shurigan, his 13th goal of the season. And the point streak is extended now to 6 games for Liam Greentree. 13 points now in those 6 contests. 279 points on his OHL career. Jonathan Brown throws things back into the Spirit end off the faceoff. 2-0 Windsor, 12.5 to go in the second period. Jensen Geldart takes a hit from Max Brocklehurst. James Go gets the puck up to Nick Sema. Maybe a 2-on-1 with Rauja. Snaps his shot, and a blocker save is made by Costanzo. Collision on the near wall. Nick Sema, a little friendly fire from Graydon Jones, but he pops back up quickly. Carson Woodall. Back in behind the Windsor goal, sends it around to Jones. Taken into the board. Sema turns that one towards the net. It's a stick save made by Costanzo. Poke check by Uri Rauja. Comes back out to neutral ice. James Go up the near side. Geldart. Fired back in. Costanzo out of his net to play. Ripped back up the wall. Sema in the circle. James Go gets drilled by Max Brocklehurst, but moves the puck back in behind the Windsor net. Up the near sideboards. It comes off the skate of Hayden Barch. Picked up and moved in. John McLaughlin, long-range shot, well wide, intentionally so. Comes off the boards, and Brocklehurst gets hit by Hayden Barch. Spellacy back towards the net. Loose puck in front. He does get a shot off, and a stick save is made by Stepan Shurigan. Good work by Spellacy. Didn't look like he should have been able to get a shot off there, but he did. 11:26 to go in the second period. 2-0 on the goal by Liam Greentree. Spitfires have the lead. Go back to Windsor after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Dima Jolkin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Dima Jolkin was a hero last time the Spirit were in this building back on October the 26th. Rounded off his first OHL hat trick to force a shootout. Scored in the shootout as well. They might be in need of some Jolkin heroics here in this game as well. 11:26 left in the second. It's 2-0 Windsor. Lots of hockey left to be played, with the Spirit being outshot 18-6 right now, and a couple of defensive zone turnovers have kept Stepan Shurigan busy. Spitfires off of an overtime loss in the Sioux on November the 13th, and then an 8-5 loss to Guelph, the 2027 Memorial Cup hosts. 8-5 at the Sleeman Center. The Spitfires fell to the Storm back on November the 14th. Just the second time they've lost back-to-back games this year. As here comes Spellecy off the face-off. Long shot, high and over the shoulder. Rebound chance gets put back and behind. Slower start for Spellecy this year. 7 points in his first 17 games. He's turning it on here in this game. He's looked like one of Windsor's best forwards. 11 minutes left in the second period. Spitfires have it in the neutral zone. Spellecy carries it over the line. Just cuts in front of Hayden Barch. Tries to get on through Igor Barabanov. Blocked the puck. Davis can't get it down. Klepov knocks it off of his stick. Spellecy high in the zone again. Takes a shot. That goes up into the glass. Pops back in front. Rebound chance. Good save by Stepan Shurigan. As Connor Walton came down from the point to try and gain a scoring chance. Puck is back in the corner now. 3 against 3. The puck spills back out, and it's Nikita Klepov. Up across center red. In with Barabanov. Klepov looking for the drop pass. Takes it to the net himself and gets a rising shot away. That's stopped by Costanzo. Barabanov able to keep things alive for the Spirit, at least for a split second now. Delayed offside. We'll see things back under the stick of Jack Nesbitt. Taken by Saginaw's James Go, and Dima Jolkin is offside. 10-11 left in the second period. It stays 2-0. Jolkin just a little bit ahead of the play. Points in each of the last 4 games coming into tonight's contest for Dima Jolkin. His 4-goal performance against the North Bay Battalion. 3 assists as well for 7 points. 14 goals on the season for Jolkin for just 17 games played. And again, he's a late birth here, so not NHL draft eligible until next spring. Summer of 2027. So he's only going to get better. He's been one of Saginaw's most electrifying forwards to this point in the season. Defensively responsible as well, as he's on for the D-zone draw with Carson Harmer. James Go off the faceoff. Tries to get it up to the neutral zone. This is Jolkin. Dropped it off for Kluche into the offensive end. Turning back around halfway through the second period here. 2-0 Spitfires have the lead. Jolkin rolls up to the top of the zone. Cross ice. James Go. Couple of head fakes. Gets loose in the circle. Thrown back in front. Carson Harmer in a broken play. Puck ends up in the corner. Back off the boards, and Jolkin smacks it back below the goal line. That's cut off. Spitfires have it. Drop back up. This is Cristoforo. Up through neutral ice now. A breakaway towards the net is Garden. He scores. Over the glove on Shurigan. Ethan Garden's 5th of the year makes it 3-0. Tenth of the season for Ethan Garden. Getting 2 points on the hockey game. And yeah, another crisp pass. This time it was from the Windsor blue line on the near side boards. They thread the needle. Ethan Garden right up in between the Saginaw defensemen. They don't mind the gap quite as well. Garden gets back in, and just a little flick shot up over the glove of Shurigan to make it 3-0. Caden Harvey bringing things back in here for the Spitfires. Carter Hicks holds things at the offensive blue line. Tossed it back in behind the Spirit net. Hayden Barch away from J.C. Lemieux. Then Brody Papoy tries to redirect things there for Trevor Thoyer. And the Spitfires throw it back into the Saginaw end again. This is Lemieux. Hit by Barch. Barch gets back after him. McLaughlin gets involved as well. A little cross-check from Xander Valeris. As Carter Hicks will keep things alive here for the Spitfires. And I say it does come back out over the line offside. 8:55 here in this second period. It stays 3-0. Cristofaro and Robinson will pick up the assist on the Cole Davis goal. Anthony Cristofaro, a little bit of an abbreviated season to start, just his 13th game of the year after missing some time with injury. Given 15 points, though, with that assist. Windsor's first-round pick back in 2022. D-zone face-off here for the Spirit. Jensen Geldart to take it. John McLaughlin gets waved out of this face-off for the Windsor Spitfires. They still have not lost back-to-back games in regulation to this point in the year, and a shot turned out by the right pad of Stepan Shurigan. Doing what they can to make sure that that stays the case here. Up 3-0. Woodall down low to Hicks. Back in behind Shurigan. In front off the skate of Lemieux. Gets it up to Woodall. Top of the zone off the skate of Uri Rauja. Woodall off the boards from the corner. Sharp angle try. Easy stick save is made by Shurigan. Uri Rauja. Back off the glass. Swatted down by Hicks. Geldart is without a stick. And they'll rule that was a hand pass on the Spirit side. 8:25 left in the second. Notoriously difficult building to play in here. Saginaw 7-9-1-0 from the WFCU Center over the last 5 seasons. And the Spitfires out to a 7-game win streak to start the year. They were the hottest team out of the gate. They continue to be the second hottest team. Brantford still has not lost in regulation this season. Spitfires outscored opponents 33-7 in that 7-game scoring streak to start, or the 7-game win streak to start the year. 2 shutouts in that span as well. One for the goaltender tonight, Joey Costanzo, and the other for Michael Newlove, the backup. Near dance partner with Stepan Shurigan. Windsor just now working this puck out of their own defensive end. 8 minutes left in the second. Not much to write home about here in this period on the Spirit side of things. Down 3-0. Igor Barabanov back from his own blue line, looking to change that here. Out to the far boards, Klepov. Given back to Barabanov, back in behind the Windsor net. Gervais can't seal off the boards. This is picked up at the left point by Levi Harper, but stolen. Davis trying to get on through. Good defensive stick by Xander Valeris. Drop pass, Barabanov finds Klepov, in with room. Gets to Gervais, a shot, stopped by Costanzo, and he pins it up against his body. And Gervais gets a little mix-up afterwards. Barabanov tied up with one of the Spitfires, too. Connor Walton comes over to Klepov. And a pretty lackluster skirmish here as Walton gives a shove to Sebastian Gervais. 7:34 left in the second period. Still a 3-0 game, but an offensive zone faceoff here for Saginaw. An outshot 11-4 here in the second period. The chances have been a little harder to come by. Joey Costanzo has not been particularly busy. They just upgraded that to 5 shots here, so 8 in the game so far. Offensive zone faceoff. Spirit win it. Jilkin able to find James. Going a point shot is right into the midsection of Costanzo, and Kluche standing right over the Windsor goaltender. That brings the attention of Andrew Robinson, the rookie out of Oakville. One of the 10 names on NHL Central Scouting's watch list, as we mentioned off the top of the show. 7.5 to go in the second period. Kluche with Jilkin and Harmer here on the offensive zone draw. Carson Harmer locking up there with Garden. And ends up back in behind the Windsor net. Turned over and a point shot made by Graydon Jones. Ends up towards the net, being stopped by the goaltender Costanzo. Another big hit in the corner. Carson Harmer gets it out. Jilkin in the left wing faceoff circle. Harmer, cross ice. James go. Long shot snapped off the stick and wide. Jilkin pulls it out, looking for a lane in front. Finds Graydon Jones at the left point. Shot intentionally wide. Puck back in front. Good chance there for Kluche. Just can't get good lumber on it in front of the net. Puck in the neutral zone. Picked up. Thrown back in by Windsor's Belchez. Taken now by Graydon Jones and dropped back off the boards. Carson Harmer. Up through center ice. Laid back in behind. It'll bring up an icing. 6:42 left in the second period. Spitfires smothering Saginaw to this point in the hockey game. They come back into the Stepan Shurigan neck of the woods. 40 saves against the Spitfires back on November the 1st. That is tied for the most in a single game in the young OHL career of Stepan Shurigan. This is his 20th game here through the 23 that the Spirit have played. Face-off will be to his right. Carson Harmer ends up underneath the opposing center, Ethan Garden. John McLaughlin, rather. Jacob Kluche throws us back up through center ice. Jilkin catches it at the offensive blue line and slowly makes his way down into the corner. Barabanov up high. Now for James Go, back to Igor Barabanov. Tries to cut in between the dots, gets a shot off, but it goes off a Windsor leg. This is poked out by James Go. Into the midsection of Barabanov. Off the far side boards. This one spills back out into the neutral zone. It's taken again by Saginaw's James Go. Hayden Barch. Back out of his own end. Angled in by Klepov. Joey Costanzo from back behind his own goal. Waved around by Carson Woodall. Beck-Sultan McKeish gets it around Hayden Barch. Saginaw's Klepov trying to come back and play D a little bit, but here come the Spitfires in. Shaking around Gervais was McKeish. Cristoforo just inside the line. Carson Woodall tied up and around by Sebastian Gervais. Josh Glavin holds off Brocklehurst. Barch on the exit pass. Goes out, and it's going to be off the goaltender Costanzo. No icing. 5.5 to go here in the second period. 3-0 Windsor. This is pushed back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. Spellacy right behind him. Smacks the puck in front of the net. Fortunately for the Spirit, Hayden Barch was right there. Barch steps out. Moves the puck to Harper. Off the far wall by Nikita Klepov. Connor Walton back in between his own face-off dots over to his defensive partner Kennedy. That goes off, I believe, the linesman and down into the Spirit end, so that waves off icing. Harper for Barch. Saginaw's got to get out of the zone. Spellacy for hit on Barch. Rauja moves it to Jensen Geldard coming off the wall, and the backhanded pass is over to Levi Harper. Thrown back in from center. Wyatt Kennedy off the boards and around. Spitfires go to the air. Bouncing puck. Settled down. 4:40 to go here in the second period. Xander Valeris picks it up in front of Stepan Shurigan. Valeris finds Levi Harper. Backhanded pass. Does not find its intended target in Geldard. Puck comes back in behind the goal line behind Stepan Shurigan. Up the near side looking for Rauja. Guard in there for the Spitfires. Turned back over. Xander Valeris. Now for Levi Harper. Out into the neutral zone. Picked up again here by the Spitfires. They go D to D back in their own end. Garden pushes it in, cross corner. That'll bring up some fresh bodies on the Windsor side of things. The Green Tree line hops on. Saginaw gets it out into the neutral zone. Quickly taken away here by Windsor. Knocked down right between the ice. Here's an opportunity for Lemieux. Quickly ran out of room. Turns it out to the far side boards. Puts it back. Green Tree down low and a rising shot. Shrugged off and out of play by Stepan Shurigan. Green Tree trying to pick that top corner. 3:46 left in the second period. Shurigan makes the save. It's 3-0 Windsor. We're back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the WFCU Center. A 3-0 lead for the Windsor Spitfires here. AJ Spellacy, Liam Greentree, and Ethan Garden, the goal scorers. A 22-10 shot advantage. Saginaw held to just 3 shots in the first period. They've managed 7 here in the second. They've got to work out of their defensive zone. If they can get one here late in the second period, they would lighten the load a lot here in the second intermission upcoming. Carson Harmon to take this face off. Gets it back, and James Go can't quite get it out of the zone. He gets a second opportunity, though. And this time, Go will skate it back out to his own blue line. Moves the puck to the middle, Harmer. Dropped it for Kluche at the line. Graydon Jones in with speed, and a shot gets blocked. That hit Belches on the way through. Kluche back to Zilkin. Left circle. Takes another shot, and that's absorbed by the chest protector, Joey Costanzo. Belches took that puck up high. Seems to be all good. Gives a thumbs up to the bench. He and Nikita Klepov will soon depart for Calgary and Lethbridge for the CHL USA Top Prospects Challenge, coming up on November the 26th and 27th. Just as the Spirit lost Michael Misa to that particular 2-game tournament last year. D-zone faceoff will be won by Windsor and thrown back out to center. It'll take a couple bounces and make its way across the Spirit blue line. Green tree away from James Go. Back over John Brown off the stick of Jacob Kluche. It stays in play. Belches sends it back underneath the net of Stepan Shurigan. This is Graydon Jones to go for Carson Harmer. Back out through center. Deflected on the Windsor side of things. Cristofaro back behind his goaltender. Inside 3 minutes left in the second period. 3-0 Spitfires here on this Friday night. Cristofaro, another stretch pass. The Spitfires have seen that work a couple of times. Not quite on that opportunity. As this goes back in behind the Spirit net, and it's taken by James Go. Up to Klepov, just inside the offensive line. Gets a hit to the midsection from Kennedy. No more puck for Klepov. Connor Walton takes it away. Kennedy throws the weight. This time it's against Barabanov, and the Spitfires will see this puck back out to center again. Spellacy. Pass down the left side. Cole Davis catches up to it in the corner. Back behind Stepan Shurigan. Nesbitt. Hit by James Go. Up the near side it comes. Kennedy on things here from the right point for Windsor. Offensive zone. Shot into traffic. Hits a body. This is Klepov. The outlet pass picked up by Saginaw's Gervais. 6 points last weekend on the trip through the Central Division. Spitfires get it out of danger, though, and back from center. Hayden Barnes braces for contact. Moves the puck. Back into the Windsor end. Kennedy goes awkwardly into the boards there with Sebastian Gervais. Spitfires move things all the way back into the Spirit end and down for an icing. 1:52 left in the second period. A quick line change coming up here for Saginaw. And an offensive zone face-off. Chris Lasry sends out the Rouser line with Sema and Brody Papoy. A couple of decent chances for Nick Sema in this game. Trying to throw the weight around a little bit more. 11 points in 20 games here in his overage season. 3 of his 6 goals on the year came in that one game against the Spitfires back at home on November 1st after the Spirit chased Joey Costanzo. He's had their number so far on this particular Friday night as the Spirit sent it back in behind his net. 11 saves for Costanzo so far in a 3-0 game. Spitfires get it out to their own blue line. Not much farther. Xander Valeris on it now for the Spirit. Trying to find Brody Papoy down the right side. It's deflected, so there's no icing. 90 seconds left in the second. Up at the left point it comes. Valeris a shot. Tipped towards the net. The save is made by Costanzo, and a little bit more afterwards. Kennedy and Papoy. Saginaw's free agent signing. Getting a little bit of a rough welcome from the Windsor defenseman Kennedy. Third-round pick of the North Bay Battalion back in 2021. Former teammate of Zach Wilson, who was just traded to Sudbury by the Spirit the other day. 13th round pick coming back to Saginaw for the 6'5" left shot defenseman. Only got 2 games of action here in Saginaw. Change of plans. 1:24 left in the second period. Still 3-0 Windsor. But an offensive zone faceoff for Carson Harmer. Went 5 for 5 from the dot in the first period. 9 for 11 on the game so far. This time it ends up on the Windsor sticks. And they get it back out to center, and James Go to track back. Bouncing puck at the penalty box doors. Taken away calmly by Liam Greentree. Carter Hicks intercepted James Go read that well. He's into the offensive zone, but Jacob Kluche offside. Boy, anytime the Spirit get remotely close to a scoring opportunity, that seems to be the way things have gone here in this game. Puck rolls up on them. They're offside by a hair. 1:08 left in the second. What's been a frustrating game here for Saginaw. Just 12 shots on goal as we're down to the final minute of the second period. Harmer between Zilkin and Kluche. Neutral zone draw. Carson Harmer back to Josh Glavin. Off the near side looking for Zilkin. Can't corral that puck. This is Carson Woodall. Pass deflected by Zilkin. It comes back into the neutral zone. Bunted down by Carson Harmer. Too far in front of Josh Glavin. Spitfires cough it up, though. Belchez going to steal it right back, though, from Hayden Barch. Belchez down the wing. Watched by Glavin. Put back in behind the Spirit net. Barch taps it off the wall. Moves it there for Jacob Kluche. Sweeps back in with 40 seconds left in the period. Kluche weaves his way in. Drops the puck off. Zilkin shovels it towards the net. Oh, a long rebound is left there by Joey Costanzo, but nobody in blue to pick it up. Spitfires turn it over, though. Glavin holds. Kluche, shot in front. Loose in between the faceoff dots. Spitfires get to it. Off this puck all the way back out into Stepan Shurigan's area. Glavin's got to come back. He clears out Spellacy. It goes flying into the net. No penalty coming, though. 16.7 left in this period. Glavin may have gotten away with one there on A.J. Spellacy. As Kluche and Jonathan Brown are locked up in front of the Saginaw bench right now. They will put the net back on its pegs and get ready to drop this puck out at center ice. Probably for the last time here in the second period. Josh Glavin in his fourth season here with the Saginaw Spirit. He gets back to the Spirit bench. From a mainstay in the back end. Close play there. Could have been 4-0. Barabanov. He gets hit into the bench and gets an extra shove from A.J. Spellacy. Meanwhile, the puck is in the offensive end for Klepov. Taken away by Davis, then for Cristoforo, and that's it for the second. Maybe. Gervais got a hit behind the scenes from Cole Davis. And there are long looks from either side of the red line right now. But nothing more, as things are pretty quiet heading back down the Spirit Tunnel. 3-0 after 20 minutes of play. A 22-13 shot advantage for the Windsor Spitfires in that period. Things a little bit more even, though. 11 for the Spits, 10 for Saginaw. As things may be getting a little bit closer. It'll be a time to dig deep in the third period coming up for the Spirit. But first, our second intermission report is coming up for you. After this, Jonathan, ready for you in the studio. We're back here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merck Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merck is here. Learn more at merckbank.com/merckperksplus. Member FDIC.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The Spitfires go up 3-0 in the second. Saginaw gets a little bit of offensive zone time, sends a few more shots toward the net than they did in the first, and yet 3-0 the score after 40 minutes. Let's take a look back at that second period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Saginaw started out this middle frame with 1:56 of power play time. Jack Nesbitt in the box for tripping. Their best chance of the game goes off the post, a shot by Sebastian Gervais. Windsor able to kill that one off, but right as he gets out of the box, Nesbitt breaks in all alone. Stepan Shurigan slams down the blocker to make a big save.
Pass is too far ahead of James Go. Nesbitt's out of the penalty box. Windsor has killed it. Now the stretch pass. Here's the breakaway. Nesbitt out of the box. Great save by Shurigan with the blocker.
Spitfires continue with some time in the Spirit end. They're kept largely to the outside, but then 7 minutes, 22 seconds into the frame, Liam Greentree forces a turnover in the right circle, takes a shot from his knees to score his 13th of the season, unassisted, to make it 2-0.
Throws it back in behind Stepan Shurigan's net. The goaltender out the play. Up for Xander Valera. Stoyer, pocket pick by Greentree. He scores. Up over the glove on Stepan Shurigan. That chance came out of nowhere.
The Spirit get a couple looks in response, but at 10:26, Anthony Cristoforo sends a pass through 3 Spirit defenders at their blue line. That pass finds Ethan Gardner. He drives in to score and make it 3-0, assisted by Andrew Robinson with the secondary.
Back up. This is Cristoforo. Up through neutral ice. Now a breakaway towards the net is Garden. He scores. Over the glove on Shurigan. Ethan Garden's 5th of the year makes it 3-0.
A little bit of a shift after this. The Spirit held things largely in the Windsor end. They get the puck moving around, send whatever opens up toward the net. Nothing super dangerous, but they do get quite a few shots here in the second period. Some stop-and-go play. On the other end, Shurigan stays in things, a couple stops here and there, but we close out 3-0 after 2 periods. Shots on goal favored Windsor once again. Instead of the 11-3 we saw in the first, though, it was 11-10 for a game total so far of 22-13. Saginaw 0-for-1 on the power play. The Spitfires 0-for-3. Scoring in the second, Liam Greentree, assisted by Ethan Belchez, his 13th goal of the season. Ethan Garden scores his 5th of the season, assisted by Cristoforo and Robinson to make it that 3-0 lead. When we come back, Dylan and I break down that middle frame for you right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
My Michigan Health is your go-to place for comprehensive brain, stroke, and spine care right here in your community. Our expert neuroscience team provides care close to home with multiple certified stroke centers throughout the region, including the only comprehensive stroke center in Saginaw. With 24/7 medical expertise, the latest diagnostic tools, and advanced treatments, we're ready when you need us most. Learn more at mymichigan.org/neuro.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates, retirement made clear.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Meyer & Associates also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio. Saginaw currently trailing Windsor 3-0 as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, not the score you're looking to see if you're on the Saginaw Spirit bench, but there were a few bright spots there in the second period, namely that shot count. Saginaw only registering 3 shots through the first 20 minutes. In the second period, 10 shots on net. They might not have been the best, but it's something.
Yeah, no, you're right. If they're looking for improvement, they're moving things in the right direction. Just kind of throwing pucks to the net on a number of occasions. I mean, it's better than being held to 3 shots in the first period. You're right about that. They have to make life a little bit more difficult for Windsor goaltender Joey Costanzo. Anything that's gotten through to him has been kind of right at his chest and without any sort of traffic in front. He has been known to leave some questionable rebounds. We've seen a lot of Joey Costanzo in this season series going back the last handful of years. He left one out on a chance earlier in that second period. I want to say it was a Jacob Kluche shot. It was a routine save that hit him in the right pad. That should have been a stick save that goes out to the corner, and it's not even a rebound that anybody bats an eye at. Instead, it thumps softly off of his pad and just kind of chills out at the bottom of the face-off circle. A prime scoring opportunity. If somebody's there filling that lane, it's in the back of the net 99 times out of 100. But the difference is nobody was there. And so it was a calm puck pickup for the Windsor defenseman that was there, out the other direction, and we never talk about it again except for right now. So they've got to make life a little bit more difficult for the Windsor netminder, pressure him more. They've chased him earlier this year. Again, 4 goals against in just about half of a hockey game, and Joey Costanzo's night was done. So the Spirit can make life difficult for them. They have in the past, and they got to jump on it early here in this third period.
Well, we saw a lot of that and kind of a lot of response, and it's almost like saying, not that they're afraid to go there, but Windsor is making them pay for every second that they spend in front of that net, especially after the whistle. We mentioned in the first intermission how Saginaw was kind of the ones driving a lot of the physicality. Now a whistle blows. There's a Windsor player all over a Spirit player if they're anywhere near Joey Costanzo.
Yeah, the pendulum swung back the other way. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And you can kind of look at that top defensive pairing. Wyatt Kennedy's been nasty to play against here tonight, 6'5", 202. Connor Walton, the same deal, 6'5", 211. Those are some tall defensemen back there. They've got the weight, they've got the physicality, and they know how to use it. And, yeah, if you're going to stand anywhere near Joey Costanzo after the whistle, you're probably going to get, Bauer or CCM or whatever stamped on your ribcage a little bit. But what choice do the Spirit have right now? They got 13 shots through 40 minutes of play. If you're anybody that's a little low on the scoring side of things this season, you're looking to get something going, go pay a physical price for a little bit. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You'll get some bumps and bruises, but you got a pretty good opportunity to make something happen. There could be a little bit more risk-taking on the Saginaw side of things in front of that net.
On the defensive side, we talked in the first intermission, the breakouts need to be a little bit better. I think they were in that second period, especially once Saginaw was able to get up above their own face-off circles, but down below their own face-off circles, some nasty turnovers that ended up in the back of their net.
Well, yeah, and that Hayden Barch one, that's you fall, not even really fall asleep, but you take 0.3 of a second too long to make a pass, and against 90% of the league, it might not even be that big of an issue. That's true. The problem is you got Liam Greentree right behind you, and if Liam Greentree is within a stick length of you, there is a pretty good chance that he's going to find a way to get the puck off you. I mean, that's why he's been as successful as he has been. I know he's still a lot of people's favorites to win the Red Tilson Trophy this year as the OHL's most outstanding player. He's making his way up the scoring list, 24 points, 25 now in 22 games. He's on a now 6-game scoring streak, and he's not fun to play against. So there's got to be a larger sense or a greater sense of urgency, I think, getting out of the defensive zone for Saginaw. Windsor's been able to jump all over.
20 minutes left to play. We'll see if Saginaw is able to build on this improvement going into the final frame. Dylan, thank you for your time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a look at our out-of-town scores. A lot of these games have opened up quite a bit right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Time to take a look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Lots of action to talk about. The Flint Firebirds right now in a 1-1 tie with the Brampton Steelheads after 2 periods of play. The Brantford Bulldogs have extended their lead 6-1 over the visiting Sarnia Sting. A couple of 2-goal nights for some Bulldogs there. The Barrie Colts right now up 2-0 over the Erie Otters. That game in Erie right now. 2-2 tie between the Ottawa 67s and the Kitchener Rangers. It's a 4-0 lead for the hometown Oshawa Generals over the North Bay Battalion. In Sudbury, the Wolves up 3-1 over the London Knights. Sudbury, 2 of those 3 goals have come on the power play. They're 2 for 2 on the man advantage. Speaking of 2-2, it's a 2-2 tie between the Peterborough Petes and the Kingston Frontenacs. And in Guelph right now, probably the strangest score, not a tie game or not a blowout in any way. 5-3 right now. The Owen Sound Attack leading the Guelph Storm. Right now, let's see, 4 of those goals coming in the second period as they wait to go into the third. We're getting into the third period after this break. Saginaw looking to make up a 3-0 deficit against the Windsor Spitfires before this home-and-home series returns to Saginaw tomorrow night. Third period action coming up next on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise,
deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Third period action here from the WFCU Center. The Saginaw Spirit and the Windsor Spitfires. Home team's got a 3-0 lead. It started early, just 24 seconds into the hockey game off the stick of A.J. Spellacy. Liam Greentree and Cole Davis have the other 2 goals. Saginaw needed to come from behind last time they were here as well. Down 4-2 at one point. They would make it 4-3. Windsor scores to make it a 2-goal game again. Dima Zilkin's got to complete the hat trick to send things to overtime. They need a hero. It was Zilkin last time. Who can it be tonight as we're underway here in this third period? A 3-0 Windsor lead. Back and behind Stepan Shurigan's net. Josh Glavin, big-time check there taken by Cole Davis. Saginaw sees Barabanov in for Klepov. Down the left side, tries to turn around. He blows a tire, lost the puck. It's poked away from Sebastian Gervais. Kennedy and Spellacy. It'll be a breakaway. It'll be a 2-on-0. He's stopped by Shurigan with a great glove save. And he covers the rebound. 29 seconds into the period. That could have been the hockey game right there. Stepan Shurigan with a fantastic glove save on A.J. Spellacy. It looked like the release actually fooled him. Shurigan had kind of cheated to the right a little bit. And I don't know if that puck rolled up on Spellacy at all. He gets a good shot away. But as Shurigan's moving to his right side, he just leaves the glove hand behind and gets a piece of it. One of his finer stops of the game. Keeps it at 3-0. Jacob Kluche back down the right side here for the Spirit. Things a little bit more even in that second. They were just outshot 11-10. Liam Greentree turns things back out to center onto the stick of defenseman Graydon Jones. Kluche down the wing. Turned around by Greentree. Put it down low there for Dima Zilkin off the wall. Tries to turn around. Cristoforos right there. This is Kluche up high and mishandled by Graydon Jones. So taken away by Greentree. Now this is Belchez in. Spitfires will just lay that puck back in behind Stepan Shurigan and go for a line change. No reason to force the issue here. James Go trying to one-hand that puck ahead. It does find its way back out to Jacob Kluche. He's got to do the same thing. We're going to line change here on a backhanded dump in. Andrew Robinson back behind his own goaltender. 90 seconds gone in the third period. 3-0. The Spitfires still have the lead. This is pushed back in by Caden Harvey. Out of the corner. Windsor tries to set up, and we'll have a stoppage as that puck was played by a gloved hand in the offensive zone by the Spitfires. So that'll send things back out to center ice. 18:20 left in this third period. First of a home and home between these two teams. Saginaw, difficulty preventing the goals this year. So up this puck and neutral ice. It looked as though we were going to have a second drop. It. We'll keep on going. Play's going to roll. Brown pushes things back into the corner. Xander Valeris gets there first for Saginaw. Back out to Robinson. Up the wing for McLaughlin. Just ducks out of the way of a hit from Valeris. Loose puck in front. Here's a chance and a partially blocked shot. Caden Harvey gets it off, and that's a good save by Stepan Shurigan again. 17:55 here in period 3. Line change coming up for the Spirit. Shurigan's been sharp in this game. Again, coming into tonight, 1,089 minutes of hockey, most in the OHL, 546 saves, second most in the league. He's had to stop 21 here in this game so far. Boy, if shots from your own team would have counted, that would have been one right there. Hayden Barnes, a little fumble off the draw. Shurigan's able to pat it aside. As this puck comes back into the neutral zone, turned around by Brody Popoy. Joey Costanzo out of his net to play it. Miroslav Shatan had the angle on him and pulled up at the last second. Shatan probably could have forced a turnover there. Robinson, stretch pass, deflected at the last second by Popoy. Garden still catches up to it, and a save made on a partial bad angle breakaway by the goaltender Stepan Shurigan. Brody Popoy leads the charge back in for the Spirit. Cristofaro chops it around. Max Brocklehurst turns it there to Garden. Into the offensive end, Windsor just dumps it back in behind Shurigan's net. This is Graydon Jones again. Jones for Miroslav Shatan. Tries to dish that one off for Popoy. The stick of Nesbitt is there. It's a glancing check from Brody Popoy. That'll stop Windsor going the other direction. Barabanov does get this into the offensive end off a Windsor stick and is going to send that one high and wide. Barabanov gets it back in the corner. Carter Hicks on him. Moves it to Popoy. Klepov, rather. Now James Go. Shot. He scores! James Go from all the way back out at the blue line. They get the goose egg off the board. A shot through traffic that fooled Costanzo. James Go's first of the season. Gets the Spirit on the board at 3-1. A seemingly harmless shot from James Go. We talked during the intermission about Saginaw needing to get traffic in front of the goaltender. Didn't say whose traffic it had to be. Some Windsor Spitfires took the eyes of their netminder away. Nikita Klepov and Igor Barabanov should pick up the assists on that goal. Your Beeline Trombley Electric light the lamp marker. Saginaw's in this game. It's 3-1. It's Greentree back in the corner, shut down by Graydon Jones. Barabanov is there. Greentree steals, and this is gotten right back here by the goal scorer. James Go, first of the year in his overage season. And Saginaw offside as Ethan Belchez spun into the corner. A little slow to get back up. Belchez missed some time due to injury at the beginning of this season. Not too terribly much time. 2 goals and an assist last time the Spirit were here to play the Windsor Spitfires. Back to the bench he heads. Yeah, this will be his last weekend for that CHL USA Top Prospects Challenge. Face off in the neutral zone right now between Jack Nesbitt and Carson Harmer. Davis and Jacob Kluche need a little bit more instruction off this draw. Tensions have calmed down a little bit here as this game has gone along. No penalties in the second period, if you can believe it. After 6 of them in the first. Levi Harper into the offensive corner. This is partially blocked. Walk along the near wall. There is belief now on the Saginaw side of things after they found the back of the net once. Demas Zilkin back up to Levi Harper. Quickly over. Xander Valeris from the left point. That shot gets blocked and kicked all the way back out to center. Xander Valeris got to get out of the skates of the linesman before getting checked. Puck is turned over. Cross-ice pass. Carson Harmer trying to take a hit out of Spellacy. Puck back and forth. Just turned back in behind Stepan Shurigan now. He'll move it. Valeris and Zilkin. Little give and go. Trying to play keep away from J.C. Lemieux. This is now Levi Harper to lead the charge in. 3-on-2. The Spirit hit the line. Back and forth between Harper and Harmer. Spitfires have it after they force a turnover in their own end. McLaughlin. Pass gets deflected. Kluche tries to get it back for the Spirit. Little reverse hit there on J.C. Lemieux. Carson Woodall out the right side here for Windsor. Nearly 5 minutes gone in the third. Woodall trying to get the shooting lane. Can't do it. Good stick work there by Levi Harper. And Uri Rauja moves the puck right back to him. Stretch pass. Levi Harper trying to find Nixima. And the whistle of an icing will bring things to a halt here. Sema couldn't get in on time. 14:56 left in this third period. 3-1 on the goal from James Go. Recently announced his commitment to play college hockey at the end of his OHL career at RPI. That came on Monday, as did Sebastian Gervais. His announcement that he's going to play at Clarkson coming up at the end of this year. And the hope and the expectation is that Gervais will have the most games played in Spirit history by the time that's all said and done. Sitting behind only Cole Koski right now on the all-time games played list. Selton McKeish can't bring this puck into the offensive zone, as Max Brocklehurst was offside and down on the ice after a collision. Josh Glavin around to Uri Rauja. Slovakian moves up the boards to Nick Sema. Lets this puck back in. Joey Costanzo out there, nearly stolen by Jensen Geldarn as the Windsor goaltender out on the net to play it. Braden Jones now, after the Spitfires clear, moves to James Go. Short chip in for Sebastian Gervais. 3 Spitfires come over to him. Tough odds to beat there. Robinson sends it over to Cristoforo. Now for Garnet. Up to Ethan Belches. Run into by James Go, who ends up down on the ice. This is Braden Jones back in behind the Saginaw net. Look out. The loose stick there of Ethan Garden nearly forced a turnover. Now Belches does force a turnover after Geldar couldn't seal off the boards. Fortunate bounce for Saginaw. The back pass from Belches to Hicks hops over his stick, so it's back in the Windsor end. 13:41 to go in the third. 3-1 Spitfires. Greentree up through center. Tosses it back in behind Stepan Shurgan. Got to move this puck quickly. Nearly stolen. Belches put right back in front for Garnet. Just poked away at the last second. Saginaw comes back the other direction. They've got numbers. Braden Jones here for Klepov. Handcuff. Can't get a shot off. Puts it towards the net. It goes high. Klepov, good stick lift out of the corner here. Gets a shoulder up high. Sandwich between Belches and Greentree. The puck down low. Barabanov there for Gervais. Just stolen at the last second again by Carson Woodall. Off the glass and out. Boy, good to see that Nikita Klepov is all right after some of those collisions. Puck out of the Saginaw end. Glavin just ramped back in off the backhand of Igor Barabanov's stick. Wyatt Kennedy there first for Windsor. Ramped around. March into the corner, has Spellacy on him. The Spitfires turn it up the near wall. Nesbitt stepped into by Barabanov, and look out, has to leap over a sliding Zhilkin, who blew a tire. Zhilkin's got it back. Laid off the boards by Barabanov for Zhilkin. Bad angle triangles off the outside of the goal. Nikita Klepov ducks out of the way of an impending check from Wyatt Kennedy. This is Walton, who gets hit by Saginaw and Zhilkin. Klepov threw it right up through center, intercepted by Spellacy. Put it off the boards around Valeris, who pinched. The long shot goes wide there by Spellacy. Valeris got a little excited there. Nearly led to a grade A scoring chance back for Windsor. 12 minutes left in the third period as that puck goes up and out of play. 3-1, the Spitfires have a lead. James Go has Saginaw on the board. The only goal in the third period so far. Still some time to work with. We're back to Windsor after this here on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Hi, this is Jacob Gutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
.12:07 left in the third period here from the WFCU Center. 3-1. Windsor over Saginaw. But Carson Harmer is out with Jacob Kluche and Dimas Zhilkin. Some scoring chances between those three here in this hockey game. The Spirit are starting to stack some good shifts here in this third. This line, if they can break through, we've got ourselves a contest. And Jacob Kluche is hot on this puck. Back in the Windsor end. Zhilkin throws a check on Jonathan Brown. Carson Harmer steals. Throws it down. Here's Zhilkin in the high slot. Moving into the right circle. Shoots at a blocker. Save. Rebound comes out, and that gets deflected out of play by Greentree. The Spirit waking up here in this third period. Carson Harmer forces a turnover at the offensive blue line to keep things alive. Great A scoring chance for Zhilkin, who comes down, and Costanzo Off balance as he makes the save. He does make a good blocker save, but a little bit back on his heels as he makes it. The rebound pops back in front. Kluche can't make heads or tails of it. And then the following chance after that from Harmer, blocked by the Windsor captain, Greentree. 11:49 to go here in the third. Spitfires have it after a defensive zone faceoff. They move the puck up the center. It's one-handed in by Spellacy. Graydon Jones, look out, he's got Cole Davis right behind him. Trying to go back into the safety behind the Spirit net. Carson Harmer for Dimas Yilkin. Closed off, hauled down, but got the puck deep into the Windsor end. Robinson is hit by Kluche. James go down the boards. Comes away with that puck. Backhands it in below the Windsor goal line again. Kluche locked up. Yilkin there gets a stick up high there from John Brown. Brown has it. It's in his skates. Now Spellacy put it right back onto the stick of Carson Harmer. Turned it back underneath. Nobody was home. Robinson. Finishing the check, Brody Popoy. And the Spitfires get out of the zone. Davis reaches out with that stick. It deflects up into the Windsor bench. 11:02 left in this third period. Dimas Yilkin's been throwing some more hits as this game has gone along. Now the Spitfires starting to give him back to him a little bit more. Faceoff will come right at center. Nick Seema against John McLaughlin. He's out with Brody Popoy and Miroslav Shatan. Seema wins the draw. Josh Glavin turns around from back and behind his own end. Seema 2 for 3 from the dot tonight. Not a primary faceoff guy, but known to take about a half dozen each game. Seema's got it back and behind the offensive goal line now. 10:44 to go in the third. Saginaw trails 3-1. Back up at the right point. March over. Josh Glavin shovels it to the net. Knocked down on its way. Carter Hicks. The Spitfires start out the other direction again. This is Lemieux. Dumps it into the other corner before being hit by Barks. And that puck back out. Good scoring opportunity for Caden Harvey. Goes out the other side. Barks behind his own goal. Brody Popoy picks the puck up the wall. Kept in nicely by J.C. Lemieux and left back and behind the Saginaw net. This is Caden Harvey. Stumbles. Nick Seema tries to get it away, and a shot by Lemieux goes off the outside of the goal. Puck does not find Brody Popoy, who's without a stick now. Lemieux gets down past him. Boy, oh boy, did Lemieux just try to sell a call against Popoy. The head snapped back. The arm of the official is going to stay down. Cristoforo from his own blue line into the offensive end. Here come the Spitfires. This is guarded. Around in the right circle now into the corner. Back behind the Spirit net. Cristoforo gives it back to him. Puck was too far ahead. Garden gets it back behind the Spirit net. 9:40 to go in the third period. Still 2-goal lead for the Spitfires, and a Bexalton McKee shot is stopped and then covered by Stefan Shurigan. The Santa Stocking Stuffer promotion is back for another season. 6 upper-level vouchers as we get into the holiday season, plus a $10 merchandise coupon can be yours for the price of $75. Go to SaginawSpirit.com. Secure yours today for the Spirit hockey fan or Spirit hockey fans. You get 6 vouchers. Bring your friends and your family and your love. Windsor with this puck in the offensive zone after the faceoff. Belches throws it back around. This is Kennedy put back in front. Nicely read by Levi Harper. Barabanov throws it back over. Walton on the intercept for the Spitfires, and this goes back in behind the net now of Shurigan. Dropped off, Xander Valeris throws the puck up the boards. Klepov intercepted by Nesbitt. Belches down into the right circle. Held up by Xander Valeris, reels the puck back in. This is Greentree. Gets it off the wall. Greentree up high. Kennedy, long point shot, knocked down off of Belches on his way, and that one turned wide on the loose puck opportunity from Ethan Belches. Greentree off the wall. Nesbitt locking up with Levi Harper. This puck finally comes back up to the right point. Wyatt Kennedy shot into traffic, tipped wide. Off the boards it comes again. Spellacy. Windsor's got Saginaw hemmed in right now. Good poke check there by Barabanov. They don't get the puck out, though. Kennedy has shot, and that one blockered away. Shurigan saw it all the way. Nesbitt hit by Saginaw's Gervais. 8.5 to go in the third. Still a 2-goal game. Davis has things up high. Spitfire's trying to sneak a line change. He drives wide on Barabanov. Davis back in behind the Saginaw net. A little fortunate bounce there as they get tied up with the skates of the official, but he still has it. Davis Up high, just inside the blue line. Cycle back down. This is Spellici. That's away from Sebastian Gervais. Valeris comes down to help. Barabanov locking up with Jonathan Brown. Back up at the right point. This is Davis. Here for Windsor. Nice move into the circle. Here he comes. Cuts across the ice and a sliding block by Sebastian Gervais, and Xander Valeris will clear. Down for an icing it goes. 7:46 left in regulation. Saginaw can't get a line change. It stays 3-1. Chris Lazar, he's not going to use his timeout here. He knows there will be more challenges in this game for sure. John McLaughlin will take the face-off against Sebastian Gervais, who had a great block on that last sequence. Levi Harper gets the puck out off the glass. Nikita Klepov forcing the issue and allows his teammates to get a line change. This is McLaughlin into the offensive end for the Spitfires. Back and behind the Saginaw net. The centering pass does not make its way back out in front. Saginaw is able to clear, and this is Carson Woodall to pick it back up in the Windsor end. J.C. Lemieux backhands it in. Stepan Shurigan out of his net to play it from the goal line. Back at center it goes. Carson Woodall. 7:15 left in regulation. That puck fired back around. Braden Jones, just a soft play, can't get it out. Wanted to just tap that puck out past the defender. Jacob Kluche gets a rough ride in the neutral zone. Windsor has his puck back in behind its own net. Carson Woodall there. Spitfires firing in from center. Nesbitt. Past James Go. Into the corner. Puck is taken here by Carson Harmer. Laid up to neutral ice. Knocked down by the stick of Dimas Jilkin. Not a high stick. Jilkin can't play this puck because he would have been offside. Robinson from his own faceoff dot. Cross ice. Picked up off the wall by Brocklehurst. Into the offensive end they go. 6.5 to go here in the third period. Carson Harmer gets there. Takes a check. Moves it the other way and Jilkin clears. Robinson. Back now to Cristofaro, and the Spitfires calculate their way into the offensive zone. Cristofaro jammed up there by Graydon Jones. Sema needs some help from Uri Rauja, but he gets it back out into the neutral zone. Cristofaro across. Bexalton McKeish into the skate to Josh Glavin. Then Kluche, then cross ice. This is Rauja. Rauja the long shoot in, goes off the glass. Puck picked up here by Bexalton McKeish, and a big-time shoulder from Nick Sema. Puck moved up the far wall, and the Spitfires get it back out to center. 5.5 to go here in the third period. 3-1 Spitfires. Rauja spins away from Ethan Belchez, and Brody Popoy is offside. We take a break. Last one of regulation. 3-1 Windsor. Saginaw needs two quick ones here. We're back to the WFCU Center in a moment. You're on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
5:32 left in this third period. 3-1. Windsor Spitfires have the lead, and they're given a bit of an extra moment to both of these hockey clubs to catch their breath. Now, has somebody else taken a timeout on the back end of the media timeout? I don't think so. Just get an extra moment there. The referee's blowing the whistles like, hey, boys, let's go. We got to keep going. James Go has the only Saginaw marker in this game. First of the season from Klepov and Barabanov. Nick Sema is between Uri Rauja and Brody Popoy here on this neutralized faceoff just outside the Windsor zone. The Carson Harmer line has had some good scoring chances in this third period. What can the Spirit come up with here in the dying moments? Down by a pair. Levi Harper up the near side for Papoy, hit by J.C. Lemieux. Puck back in the Windsor end. Carson Woodall off the wall to Lemieux, then again off the boards. This time it's John McLaughlin. In the corner it goes. Step on Shurigan. Able to move it quickly. Two Spitfires are there to make life difficult for Xander Valeris, so it's back up the near boards, and again, Lemieux into the skates of Papoy. Inside 5 to go. We will see a goaltender pull sooner rather than later. Right now, Papoy throws it back in. The Barabanov line is out. I think as soon as this line gets out in full force, we might see Shurigan head to the bench. Carson Woodall right now has things out at center here for the Spitfires. Backhands it in. Off the backside of Shurigan's net on the bounce around. D to D. Xander Valeris waves things up the boards now for Sebastian Gervais at center, but the Spirit don't come away with it. Fired back in. Shurigan there to knock it down and move it with the goal stick. Valeris to Barabanov off the far boards into the skates of Gervais. Just no speed, but he is able to get it up to Klepov into the offensive end. Cuts back, drops it off from skate to stick on the far side, right around in front. Gervais trying to find Barabanov. He's tied up, and this is Nesbitt. Up to center. James Go turned around by Spellacy. 4 minutes left in regulation. 3-1 Windsor. Braden Jones' pass is going to skip over the stick of Igor Barabanov and go down for an icing. 3:54 to go in the third, and that's just kind of a microcosm of the night for the Saginaw Spirit. That stretch pass lands right in front of Barabanov, hits a route in the ice, skips right over, and just stared up at the ceiling there for a second. It's been a night of frustration stacking on top of one another. Only 7 shots on goal in this third period between the two hockey teams. 4-3 in favor of Windsor. 26-16 in the entire game. And the Spitfires see Belchez on this puck after an offensive zone faceoff. Took a strange bounce off the glass and is covered by Stepan Shurigan, but silver lining is that Saginaw's able to get a line change out of this. Jilkin, Harmer, and Kluche out. We're inside 4 to go. Shurigan started to make his way toward the bench on that last offensive possession for the Spirit, but the issue was that didn't last very long. So back he had to go. Hayden Bartz off the draw, up for Dimas Jilkin. Trying to force his way out wide. Greentree's going to steal it back in the Windsor end. Carson Harmer now for Jilkin down the right side. A shot into traffic. That's blocked to the side by Costanzo. The Spitfires get it back out. Glavin for Barch. And Glavin again with 3:20 out of the Spirit end. Ramped back in by Carson Harmer. Robinson first one there. He's hit by Jilkin. Cristoforo left it there to Ethan Belchez. Stick check there by Jacob Kluche. Carson Harmer gets it back in the line for Jilkin down the left wing boards. Back into the offensive end. Jilkin threw it in front off a couple of bodies. Costanzo had to make a save. Garden back up to Spellacy. Crosses center red. Inside 3 to go here in the third. Spellacy. Reverse shoulder there against Levi Harper. Moves it to James Go. Jacob Kluche a little late to get back to the Saginaw bench. There was some contact there. Spirit complete a line change. Pass up the far side for Levi Harper. Doesn't connect though. And this will be all the way back up and out into the penalty box after a clear from Windsor. 2:39 left in regulation. Still a 3-1 game. Faceoff's going to come back in the Windsor end, and Stepan Shurigan staying put right now. Faceoff is in the offensive zone, and now a timeout has been called by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. 3-1 here in the game's final moments. Saginaw looking to snap what has been a 2-game losing skid. They fall 2-1 to the Sudbury Wolves in regulation on Saturday, and then a 5-4 overtime, or a shootout loss rather, to the North Bay Battalion, looking to avoid the 3-game slide. And the Windsor Spitfires have not lost consecutive games in regulation this season. They are coming off of an 8-5 loss to the Guelph Storm last weekend. They're going to try to do what they can to hold on to this 3-1 deficit right now. 2:39 left in the third period. James Go, the only Spirit marker. AJ Spellacy scored for Windsor 24 seconds into the hockey game Greentree, and Davis, the other Windsor tallies. And there goes Stepan Shurigan to the bench. 6-on-5 for the Saginaw Spirit. Gervais will take the face-off. He's flanked by Zhilkin, Barabanov, Kluche out as well. Klepov and Levi Harper at the points. Barabanov is lined up in the shooting position. Left wing face-off circle. 2:39 left in regulation. It'll be Nesbitt to go against Gervais for the draw. He won it back. Harper over to Klepov. One-time shot blocked and a save made by Costanzo. The rebound goes off the goalpost. It stays out as the goaltender falls back on top of it. And more after as Gervais gets the sticks up high. I don't know how Joey Costanzo kept that puck out of the net. Klepov just shoveled it through. It leaks off of Costanzo, hits the goalpost going about 2 miles an hour, and just lays down in the blue paint. Costanzo falling back, you would think, had a pretty good percentage chance to knock that puck into the net, but instead he stays on top of it. 2:32 left in period 3. Costanzo's made the stop, and the face-off, where's it going to come? It'll be back out at center ice. As they must have knocked the net off, the Spirit did. So Shurigan's back in his net. Spirit win the draw, they get into the offensive end. This is Barabanov, he's hit by Walton, taken down. Shurigan's at the bench, extra attacker back on, it's Kluche. Puck cycled around by Barabanov. Kluche for Klepov, up high, Harper, the one-time shot, tipped just wide. Rebound pops back around. Here's Barabanov. Loose puck in front, the shot, stopped by Costanzo, the rebound's loose. Barabanov behind the net in front, fanned on! Oh, and Costanzo makes the stop on Kluche. Zhilkin can't believe it. He had an open net, and it went off the toe of Dima Zhilkin's stick. Now Kluche was still able to shovel a shot. Costanzo was down on his stomach, though, and he's able to make the save. 2:05 left in regulation. Joey Costanzo has not been particularly busy in this game, but he's done the largest and most important body of work here in the last 30 or 40 seconds. Same unit out for the Spirit. Gervais against Nesbitt on this offensive zone face-off with 2:05 left. Saginaw still needs 2. They've got their net empty. Face-off 1. Gervais to Kluche. A point shot by Harper. Goes off a leg and gloved down by Barabanov. To Zhilkin off the boards. Levi Harper near side. Klepov one time, and that one worn by Davis. Cristoforo gets it up. Gloved down by Klepov. Can he keep it alive? He needs some help. Barabanov's got it. High slot. Barabanov shoots off a leg. The rebound comes back out. And the Spitfires cut it off. Klepov steals in the corner. There's a penalty coming. Delayed call. It's going to go against Saginaw. A hooking penalty to Jacob Kluche. And away from the play, Cole Davis is wrapped up with Levi Harper. 1:41 to go in the third period, and Kluche is going to give it to the referee right now. And that'll just about seal the deal in this game for Saginaw. Kluche's got to be careful. He was hot when he went over to the referee. He's going to open the penalty box door to keep on barking. Kluche knows his game's done. So he's going to try to get his money's worth out of this. 1:31 left in the third period. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a look at the replay up here at the WFCU Center. So Saginaw to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here for the 4th time tonight. The good news is that they've killed off the 3 before. A hooking call to Kluche. It could be considered questionable here inside the final 2 minutes of the contest. Well, and this kind of makes you think back to the boarding penalty, or the cross-checking penalty, rather, that Carson Harmer took late in the game against Sudbury that led to the Wolves' power play goal. Of course, it was a 1-0 Saginaw lead at that point. Carson Harmer back in shorthanded. He's going to throw a long puck at Joey Costanzo, who makes the easy save. Greentree's going to give Nick Sema a little bit of business right now. And I'm sure that Nick Sema would love to respond a little bit more than he is right now. 1:23 left in the third period. But Sema's got to stay out, continue to go to work here. Saginaw will be shorthanded until the end of regulation unless they rattle off 2 shorthanded goals. Stepan Shurigan is at the Saginaw bench. They'll bring out the extra attacker, so they're back at 5-on-5, but Saginaw's net is empty. Windsor shorthanded. They can take as many cracks at the empty net as they want. So imagine if they win the draw, Cristofaro's going to take the shot, but Saginaw's won it. Harper over to Klepov, steps into a one-timer, and that's absorbed by Joey Costanzo. It was a little bit in front of Klepov. He had to lean forward, get his shoulder probably about 8 or 9 inches over his toes to take that shot. Able to still get a decent amount of momentum on it, I guess, but Costanzo there to make the save. Sebastian Gervais has been magical on the faceoff dot here with the extra attacker on for Saginaw. I think he's won probably 4 out of 5 faceoffs, if not all 5. He's got another job in front of him with 1:19 to go. Wins another one back with help from Klepov. Barabanov has it. Up top to Levi Harper. Back to Barabanov. Near circle. This is Klepov. 5 against 5, net empty for Saginaw. They're shorthanded. Barabanov, a shot into traffic, tipped, and a save made by Costanzo. He falls on the rebound. And Cole Davis pulls Sebastian Gervais to make sure he doesn't land on top of his goaltender. 1:04 left in regulation. Minute 23 here on the Jacob Cloutier penalty. And again, it is a hooking call. And this group of Spirit players is going to have to stay out again. Nesbitt against Gervais to take the face-off. Right circle. 1:04 left in regulation. And Gervais is going to get booted out of this one. That'll change things here. It's Barabanov's turn. This time it does get one back again with help from Gervais. Klepov and Harper go back and forth. Belches gets it out to center. Back in it comes Cristofaro. Cross ice for Greentree. Takes a look at the empty net. And he'll put it in. .4 left in regulation. Liam Greentree from just a couple of feet behind the red line. A shorthanded empty net goal. That'll make it 4-1. Second of the power play empty net goal. My apologies. It's 4-1 regardless. Second of the game, and that'll give him 280 points in the Ontario Hockey League. That will put things to bed. A late push for Saginaw. Looking good in this third period. Not shooting Windsor 10-5, but not able to overcome the deficit. Brody Papoy out of his own end. Back in behind the Windsor net. Here with 30 seconds to go. Well, they won't have to wait long. The Dow Event Center tomorrow night, 7:05. It'll be Military Appreciation Night for the Spirit, presented by the Michigan Elks Association. Some specialty jerseys that'll be auctioned off after the game. Of course, worn by Saginaw during the game. Won't have too much time to sit and think about this one. Josh Glavin to Hayden Barch. And that's it. The Windsor Spitfires pick up their first win against the Saginaw Spirit this year. 4-1. Joey Costanzo holds the door shut late in this contest. He stops 22. And gives the Windsor Spitfires their 16th victory of the season. OHL leading 10th on home ice. We'll take a break. Post-game coverage. A look at the near schedule here for the Saginaw Spirit. We'll give you your Applebee's 3 stars of the game as well. That's back after this final score. 4-1 Windsor here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at GarberChesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Meyer & Associates also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Saginaw finds their way onto the board, put a good show on in the third period, but they fall 4-1 to the Windsor Spitfires. Let's take a look back at that third period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 3-0 Spitfires heading into this final frame, and early on, a 2-0 with Wyatt Kennedy and AJ Spellacy threatens to make that 4-0, but Stepan Shurigan gets big, makes a glove stop. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game early in this third period from Stepan Shurigan.
Blows a tire, lost the puck, and poked away from Sebastian Gervais. Kennedy and Spellacy, it'll be a breakaway. It'll be a 2-0. He's stopped by Shurigan with a great glove save. And he covers the rebound.
Shurigan just gets a piece of it with the glove and then tracks down the rebound to stop play there. Our save of the game brought to you by My Michigan Health. 3 minutes, 17 seconds in. The Spirit set up some time in the offensive zone, get passing going. James Go sends a low shot all the way in through traffic, his first of the season, to make it 3-1, assisted by Nikita Klepov and Igor Barabanov.
Carter Hicks on him. Moves it to Klepov now. James Go. Shot, he scores! James Go from all the way back out at the blue line. They get the goose egg off the board. A shot through traffic that fooled Costanzo.
3 minutes, 17 seconds, the Herman Hisson Company time of the goal on that one. Saginaw kept up the pressure. Some nice chances. Zhilkin gets a good look at it, and a follow-up by Harmer just fails to connect.
Back in the Windsor end, Zhilkin throws a check on Jonathan Brown. Carson Harmer steals, throws it down. Here's Zhilkin in the high slot. Moving into the right circle, shoots at a blocker, save. Rebound comes out, and that gets deflected out of play by Greentree.
The Spitfires battle back and recover their footing, put some time in the Spirit end, but they're kept largely to the outside, some strong defense. Saginaw works hard to get things moving north. Very little sustained time, though. When they do get it at 17 minutes, 20 seconds, Stepan Shurigan is pulled 6-on-5, and right off the draw, the Spirit get their best look of the period from Klepov, nearly capitalized, but Costanzo somehow manages to keep it out as the net comes off its moorings.
Won it back. Harper over to Klepov. One-time shot blocked and a save made by Costanzo. The rebound goes off the goalpost. It stays out as the goaltender falls back on top of it.
They keep up the barrage, shots just barely not making it, or Costanzo making the stops. And at 18:20, Jacob Cloutier takes a hooking penalty for a Windsor power play. The Spirit regain the offensive end, and they keep the empty net going, continuing to hammer away on the Windsor net. And then at 19 minutes, 9 seconds, Liam Greentree puts it into that empty net to secure the 4-1 win for Windsor. Shots on goal in the third favored Saginaw for the first time in this game, 10-5, a game total of 27-23 in favor of the hometown Windsor Spitfires. Scoring in the third, James Go's first of the season, assisted by Klepov and Barabanov. Then Liam Greentree into the empty net, assisted by Cristoforo while on the power play. One last look around the league here, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. There's an overtime game between the Flint Firebirds and Brampton Steelheads. It's still 1-1. Third period action did not settle anything there. The Brantford Bulldogs at home secure a 7-2 victory. Another overtime game as the Barrie Colts are in a 2-2 tie with the Erie Otters. The Ottawa 67s pull ahead in the third period with 3 goals to the Kitchener Rangers 1 in the last 20 minutes for a 5-3 win for Ottawa. The Oshawa Generals shutting out the North Bay Battalion 4-0. The Sudbury Wolves 6-3 win over the visiting London Knights. Right now, Peterborough closing out, I was going to say holding on to the lead, but they close out a win 3-2 over the Kingston Frontenacs in overtime, just 23 seconds into overtime there for Peterborough. And the Owen Sound Attack holding on to a 1-goal lead. It's 8-7 over the Guelph Storm with about 5 minutes left to play in the third. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. We'll send you back to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth now with Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. Things pretty well tilted in the Windsor favor for the majority of this game. They outshoot Saginaw 27-23. It was 11-3 at the end of the first period, and they scored pretty early into the hockey game to kind of set the tone. So it makes sense. 3 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. You'll see 3 Windsor Spitfires. Liam Greentree, 2 goals in the game. He finds his 280th, 279th, and 280th points in the Ontario Hockey League. The empty net power play goal to seal the deal at 4-1. He's your 3rd star of the game. AJ Spellisy had the game's opening goal and set that tone. He's your 2nd star. Ethan Garden, the eventual, not the game winner, would be the insurance goal. So Greentree has the game winner, but Ethan Garden, the insurance goal, and a lot of good hockey in this contest. He's your 1st star of the game. 3 stars brought to you by Applebee's. And what's next for the Spirit? The road ahead brought to you by Applied Innovation. They are going to host these very same Windsor Spitfires. Don't have to wait too long for a shot at redemption. 7:05 puck drop tomorrow at the Dow Event Center. It will be Military Appreciation Night with the Michigan Elks Association. The specialty camo jerseys, they'll be auctioned off after the game with proceeds going to benefit veterans in the Great Lakes Bay region. And then on the road, Wednesday, they'll go see the Flint Firebirds, a little Thanksgiving Eve showdown down I-75. They'll go to London on Friday, November the 28th. That'll be a 7 o'clock puck drop from Canada Life Place before coming home to take on the very same Knights on Saturday, November the 29th. That'll be the next time they're at home after Military Appreciation Night tomorrow. But until tomorrow, 4-1 the final score here from the WFCU Center. For Jonathan, thanks to him and all the work he does back in the studio. My name's Dylan Clark. Good night, Saginaw. Thanks for being with us tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.